Live. Ooh, hold on a second. That's not it. This. That's not it.
We'll find it.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We're watching Jake's live, obviously. Look, it's the right side around, too. Last time I messed that up. You didn't see the before. You didn't see that. You didn't see the transition. Don't look at that. Didn't happen. Yay! Yas! Starting soon. Oh, let me fix the... Oh, I can't share it yet. I'm going to keep it kind of weird right here. There. You'll still see part of my screen, but I'll stretch it out so you get the whole thing. Well, I can only search when I'm live, I guess. Hey, what's up? Raven, Molly, Jason. Little vegan peg, what's up? Womp, 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 womp. Starting soon. Stoner lady. Oh, wow, we already got a troll. Thank you for all the vegan meat. Yum, 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 yum. I love vegan steaks. Yeah, they're delicious. Oh, I really like the ones made out of mushrooms. The mushroom root, mycelium. So good. They put mushroom root on it, though. I think it's because mycelium sounds scary. Anytime now. Okay. Let's get started. Let's go. Okay. I'm going to try, even though we already figured out that I can't do it, I'm going to try anyway to look up. See if I can add. Okay. I'm going to wait a second. We're going to wait a second. Oh, thank you for the cheers. Thank you for that, Flexi Cat. I don't know if I'm Felix. I'm sorry, Felix. I read that too. Flexi. Sorry. Thank you, Felix. Oh, Felix. I don't know if I've actually read out your whole name. You're a vegan, right? I know that there's a Felix often referenced in other vegans' lives. Has it been a minute? Let us know. Well, I was waiting for Lucy. Where'd my thing go? Oh, it's down here. That's weird. Let's try that again. Keep saying something goes wrong. It says that she's offline. Lucy, if you're in here. Oh, you're here. Could you try one last time for me? Would you be willing to go live on your channel, and then I can send you a request for co-host? I mean, the worst case scenario, you'll just end the live and then come back in here. Would that be okay? I wanted to try one more time. Awesome. If you're not following Lucy Munson, go follow her right now. You'll see when she's up here. We're trying to do a co-host thing. So Flexi Cat, that's your new nickname. Molly, it's good to see you. No, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna close this and open it again. So first I'm gonna get Lucy up here because we're actually co-hosting. So I want to do that first, and then her and I will talk about actually if that's what we want to do. Because sometimes it's fun just to have the two of us, you know. But other times it's good to have a bunch of other vegans. So I don't know. I don't know what Lucy wants to do. Oh, here, let me fix that. No wonder it's all cut off. Copy that. Put this. Oh, yes. Oh, actually, I want to go like this. Like, I have two screens, so I have to be careful with my mouse. I think it's something like this. Oh, shoot. I messed it up. I have to open the OBS, and then you get to see this. Blah, 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 blah. I think that's good. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Hey, what's up, Angela? Good to see you. We're just, oops, we're testing something. There it is. And invite. Thank you, Lucy, for being so patient. Hey, Jake, what's up? Lucy! Oh, I didn't have my headphones on like a genius. Hey. All right, let me turn off my little waiting window. Oops.
Isn't it gonna shut down the live though if we do it like that? Because because like the guest can't pop up or something.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to test to see if we could take guests, because what I saw when Jake was live, hold on a second, I'm messing up stuff. Meant to shrink me and turn on my background. There we go. Anyway, Jake and Tad were able to both co-host. I found it. And they were also able to bring up guests. Sorry, I saw Jake in the comments. So now I'm gonna open up co-host and see if it says 2 empty spots, as if we can invite someone else, but it doesn't give me any options. So I was
Multi-guest. I have a.
Are you able to bring a guest up? If not, that's okay. That's what I was. Okay.
No.
I was hoping that if
you'll disconnect.
I was hoping that if I invited you, maybe it would do something different. Yeah, we could have you, Lee Lemon. You're welcome to request up. We can do a test. I mean, worst case, you have to hop down and then we just do like we were gonna. I just wanted to see if it would be different if we did the other way around. Go ahead and request Lee Lemon. It should be just the 2 people. What does YouTube see? Oh my gosh, that's a bit tighter. Oh yeah, I know. Sorry. You can see when I switch my scenes. That's the YouTube, but it's like.
Okay. I thought it meant
it looks
it
like,
worked.
Yeah, no. Lee, are you not sure if it'll work? Oh, it says after the current co-host? Okay. Well, that's just lame. Okay.
Well, I'll
Sounds
join
good.
you
I'll see
then.
you in a minute. I'm sorry. Thank you for testing that with me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you just hit end. It'll end it all. Perfect. Lame. Yeah, that's too bad. Now I'm wondering if it is a mobile thing, but I was already testing earlier with Jake. I don't know. They keep it so secret. There's no straightforward information on how all these tools work and who has access to all the buttons and all the options. So, yeah. There is something coming out called Go Live Together, I guess. And some people are given this option. I don't have it. Thank y'all for being here. I'm Vegan Stoner Lady and Lucy Munson. Welcome back. I did see, I didn't play with it on here though. What is dynamic? No. We could just start getting guests up and I might like click on some buttons. Would you be willing to take the first guest so I can like see if I can change our arrangement? Lucy? Oh, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Did I do something? Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. It says you're not muted. Hello, are you over 18?
Yes, I am. I'm 21. I was born in 2005, February 13th.
Okay. I'm using you just for a second to see if we can hear. So I can hear you, you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Lucy, oh, I hear you now.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you could speak. Are you okay to take the first guest then? And I click on some buttons for a second?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me make you.
So,
there you go.
are you vegan?
Nah.
Why aren't you? Oh, wait. Before that, what do you think veganism is?
I think veganism is, the support for, the ability for animals to have the ability to live, or be able to specifically have much more of a healthy life. I'm not very sure the specific definition of what veganism is going to be able to entail, but I do have a basic definition of what veganism could entail.
Okay, well, let me clarify. Then, so veganism is just the stance against the use of other animals as objects, resources, or slaves. So why aren't you vegan?
Yeah, because I don't see animals as something that would be comparable to human valuableness. So I would just specifically eat animals because that is something that I was taught to do at a very young age.
Okay. Well, all vegans have been taught, right? But apart from that, like, okay, why do you think that you need to value them to leave them alone?
Yeah, because animals in general have a lower cognitive ability than humans, and they are not as intelligent or able to express the same, emotional capacity to what a human is able to specifically entail or bring out to a society. So that's why I value animals less. We can probably say there's going to be some animals that are out there that has some sort of intelligence, but usually those types of animals are protected by law.
Okay. My question would be, why would that be relevant to leave them alone? Considering that, for example, a dog, right? Would you agree that we shouldn't use them as objects, resources, or slaves?
That depends. Like, what are we depending it on?
Well, we don't need to, so why would we, kind of thing?
Well, yeah, there's places in different countries that literally eat dogs and cats.
Yeah, but you think that's okay to do that unnecessarily?
I don't think when it comes to like house animals, that's going to be completely different. I think there's going to be something that me and you could agree on. Obviously, we can specifically say that animals, when it comes to, house pets, like probably a rabbit that we would probably see as a house pet, maybe like a dog or a cat. I wouldn't say that us humans, we would say that it would be okay for us to eat them as much as like a cow, because we don't have cows as pets.
Okay, yeah, I understand why you went that direction, but really my question is centered around sentience, really. Like, it's like, okay, I was just taking the dog as an example because they're less intelligent than humans, but like they have, for example, like dogs and pigs are around a toddler's intelligence. That's what scientists say. So why would it be okay to use the dogs and the pigs as objects, resources, or slaves, but not humans?
Well, I would say that if we're comparing a dog to a human, I would just say that the dog would be less valuable and it would not be able to have the same exact cognitive ability. Sure, we would agree that the dog would have some sort of emotional capacity to its owner, but in all senses, I would probably think that anybody in this world would probably pick a human over a dog.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm asking though. I'm asking why pick one at all? Like, there's no need to use any. The human, the dog, or the pig. There's no need to use any. So
Yeah,
why
sure.
would you in the first place if you don't have to and they're all sentient? Because really, when you think about it, this is an ableist argument,
Yeah, sure.
what you're making. Um, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. Why not?
Well, you're discriminating based on capability.
Well,
How's
I
that
think
okay?
that the capability of something, like even in today's society, I think we specifically understand that there's going to be a level of capability or even cognitive ability. We value the human experience, past, present, and future experience, but an animal does not have the same capacity. How I look at
Wait,
this is,
wait.
say
But they
that.
are sentient though. I'm just saying they are sentient, meaning like they can feel pain, they have emotions, they have
Yeah,
personalities, they have a capacity often like for like not for, to understand that there's a future, and they have fear, they have preferences, all these things, you know. So because like to me the argument of like veganism is the same as the argument against ableism when it comes to humans. We wouldn't use or take advantage of a handicapped person, even if they're like mentally handicapped person and they had the same capabilities as a pig or a dog, because we understand that they're sentient, right? We want to leave them alone because they're an individual and they have
yeah,
their own interests. And also, why the hell would you when they have their
yes.
interests as well? You know what I mean? What do you
Yeah,
think?
but I would be saying that it's going to be based off of the levels of sentience because there are different levels of sentience. For an example, human sentience is completely different from animal sentience. Animal sentience is going to be completely different based off of how you describe it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that it would be, fine for individuals to just cruelly, punch or kill an animal for no reason. But I think that there has to be a reason for somebody to have that would justify for that kill. And I think that would be a justifiable reason to, specifically take.
But we don't need to. And also, like, let's clarify, because when I mean sentience, it's really just like what science had. When scientists talk about sentience, they talk about these abilities that I just listed earlier.
Yes, of
And
course.
I think you're more talking about intelligence, like levels of intelligence. Am I
Hmm.
right? Or
Yes,
yes?
pretty much.
Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, we really are on the same page when it comes to you understand what I'm talking about. Like, it's not about intelligence. It's about whether they have their own interests and they have pain and all this stuff, and they have an interest to freedom and an interest to not be butchered, etc. Right? And it's interesting what you said, because you said it would be cruel and would not be okay to kill, or I don't remember the word you used, the other word, but
I can
to
say that
kill.
again if you want me to.
Well, basically to kill an individual. Um,
Yeah.
for no reason. But we know
Mhm.
we can be vegan, so there is no justifiable reason.
Well, I would say there is, because if we actually look in history or even in today's world, there are specific places where not a lot of people are able to specifically go out and, go to a supermarket, pay for all of these vegetables and the things that you guys would consider a healthy lifestyle under the vegan, community. How I would specifically say this is that there are some people out there that generally are, probably hunters, rely on, meat as a source of survival. We've seen this in multiple countries. I forgot what the country's name was, um, oh, technically, but I think it's a very, very poor country that they
Okay,
barely
but you're
have any.
using other situations where people are
Yes.
in dire situations when I'm actually asking you to go vegan because you are
Uh-huh.
on TikTok right now. So obviously you have access to the conveniences of the Western lifestyle.
I would
So I'm
agree.
asking you, yeah, so I'm asking you, why aren't you vegan?
Yeah, so why I'm not vegan is that I would specifically say that under or where specifically where I live in Houston, Texas. So my father and I usually actually hunt for animals and food. We live near a forest. We have our cabin. We live down here. We hunt. We gather. For the food that we want. I think it's a little bit more easier to do this because we don't have to spend a lot of money on groceries and all of the things that we would need. We still buy vegetables for the ability to lose weight and stuff like that, because eating way too much meat is not going to be good for you. But I would generally say that under the lifestyle I lived, it would specifically it would specifically tell that I've lived a life of eating meat just under that category.
So are you saying? Wait, I don't understand. Is it not convenient?
Well, for me, if it's convenient for us to go to the store. Yes, I would say that. Sure, there's going to be supermarkets nearby where when it comes to dairy and all of these things like vegetables or probably peanuts and stuff like that. I'm not very sure what a lot of vegans eat, but uh, you know the only idea I have of vegans are probably like vegetables or fruits. So I specifically say, yeah, we have the option to be able to do that, and we still do that, but we're not like totally carnivores, if you know what I mean. We eat meat, but we also eat vegetables and fruits.
So why wouldn't you just go to the store instead?
Wait, we do.
Yeah, but instead of hunting.
What are you asking me? Why we don't go to the store to just buy meat?
No, just be vegan and go to the store and get your vegan stuff. By the way, misconception, I understand it because you might not understand really, because you've never done it before, but really now, like any meal you have that's not vegan, you can make vegan. And like, I don't eat just like, I eat healthy, so I eat a bunch of fruits and vegetables like everyone should, but like sausages, like burgers, all these stuff, ice cream, all the things that you might want, you can find in the store. So that's really cool to know. But in coming back to what I was saying, like, since you have a store, why don't you just go vegan and go get what you need at the store?
Well, I would say I was a pescatarian at one point. I would eat fish just only, but I stopped doing that and I started eating more meat. I'd say it's going to be based off of the taste and what I actually enjoy. Maybe it's not really a justifiable reason under your lens. Just say that
Wait,
taste would be a reason.
okay, there's two things we need to talk about that are important.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
um, do you not think fish are sentient?
I would say that fishes are sentient, but I wouldn't say that they have the same sentient capability of like an animal you would consider like a cow.
They do. Scientifically, so they do.
Wait, really? What type
Yeah,
of fishes are we talking about? Because there's different fishes with different capabilities.
sure, but most fish, like as a group, they have been defined to be sentient. Like they have fear, emotions, preferences. They even can like they have made friends with like divers and stuff. You can find videos like that online. It's cute. They have problem-solving abilities. Uh, they have families.
Yes.
Some species are more social than others. Whatever. So all these things that I'm talking about, like sentience, even if it's like not looking the way you would as a human,
Mm-hmm.
they have these emotions and all these preferences and
I would
interests,
agree.
and also so that's why I would say pescatarian also it's not the vegan thing, that because they are sentient, right? And you said taste, so you said it's interesting because you said it wouldn't be justifiable because you already know that it wouldn't be to
Under your
me.
lens. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm just a representative of the victims though. So would you think that if you were the victim, it would be okay in your lens that your oppressor is justifying it because of taste pleasure?
I would say no, but is this based off of human on human contact? Like somebody eating me as a human and I'm a human? Is that your
Any,
analogy?
because the fish, if you've seen a fish being fished, they're threshing in pain. So
No, no,
so
it's not in pain. They can't breathe.
no, they are in pain. It's absolutely horrendous. They know, scientists like now know that it's a horrific death to be fished and to asphyxiate. They have, by the way, they are where they are fished, like where the what do you call it? Sorry, not my first language. The harpoon or whatever you call it, is actually, it gets into a very sensitive zone. They have a lot of nerves there, so There's
Oh,
so
you mean
many
the hook?
reasons. Like, yes, sorry, the hook, exactly.
Yes.
So it's a horrific experience. They do experience a lot of pain. People don't get it because they express it in a very different way because they are fish. They're not mammals.
Yeah,
So
of
we have
course.
naturally less empathy, but that doesn't mean that they have any less pain, you know?
No, I can understand where you're coming from when you say that they have pain. I think every animal can experience some sort of level of pain. I'm not going to sit here and say that it would be justifiable to just kill something without, like I said before, without any reason or without a specific, a specific motive. I think that when we're looking at like a cow, for an example, yeah, I would agree that killing a cow for no reason is a bad thing. You would agree that it's not a really good thing to kill a cow at all in any situation. But I would specifically say that when we're looking at animals and what they're able to accomplish, I'd say their accomplishments comes down to what they're able to do as a flock, and what they are able to specifically accomplish during their time during their time after death. I think we can understand that, when it comes to animals, it actually is not a good idea to keep them alive. And I would be able to actually tell you this because there's been multiple sources that, proves that some animals, after being left alive, can actually overpopulate, certain. Yeah, this has been, this
I
has been
understand what you're
said.
getting at.
Yeah, so it actually is a very bad thing. And actually, the bones could actually be used as it could actually be used in a
Wait, you're
good way
going
too.
to too many different directions. Sorry, let me slow you down a
Oh,
little
yeah, my
bit,
bad.
please.
I was giving multiple points. I'm so sorry.
Yes. Okay. So first you were talking about how their life, they don't have that many accomplishments. Why is that relevant?
Say that again?
Why is that relevant if they don't have accomplishments according to you?
Well, I think that when we're specifically looking at accomplishments under, a lot of things, I think that humans and animals have a different level of accomplishments. Oh, my bad. Accomplishments. We can see that, humans were able to
Yeah, but why is
accomplish.
that relevant?
It's going to be relevant because like I said earlier about intelligence, right? The accomplishment level also has a lot to do with intelligence. And how I specifically would be able to see all of these animals, I would say that if the animals are not able to express certain things that me and a human would be able to express, which then would contribute to, certain things that are able to create. Humans are able to create. Animals are not
Wait,
able to create.
so you're saying if they don't contribute to something that benefits you, they
No,
don't
benefits
have a right.
everyone.
But why is someone's existence like, okay, so if someone is a handicapped person, they
They're still
cannot
able to
contribute.
contribute. No, they're still able to contribute. A handy, like even with this
Severely handicapped
misconception.
person,
Well,
like mentally severely.
okay, so you mean like somebody who just cannot do anything?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say then you are correct under that view. The analogy you did give me, that would be a contradiction under my view, and I actually do agree with what you're saying. But when we're specifically looking at a lot of people are not handicapped. A lot of people don't have that sort of thing you're talking about, at least in general.
Okay, but you don't. Okay, why are you the one to decide if they're not contributing? Because they're contributing to their own communities. They are contributing to the ecosystems.
Lucy, I think we lost you. Oh, no, you're back.
No, I'm still here.
No, I couldn't hear Lucy. Could you hear Lucy?
No, I can still hear
It
her.
was me. I'm sorry, Lucy.
Oh, you can hear me?
I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
I can still hear
I
her.
can hear you
I'm
now, but
sorry.
it looked like
Oh,
you were
awesome.
talking and I couldn't hear
No, my mic was muted. I was just trying
I'm
to
still
you. No, I hear
here.
you now.
Oh, so why am I not on the
Oh.
screen?
You were. You went away now. Perfect.
Okay, there
Well,
you
I'm
are.
sorry about that.
Everything's working fine. It
Sorry
wasn't
about
you.
that.
Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going.
So yeah, we were talking about like how they live out their own purpose and their own like contribution. You know, like why would it matter if they don't contribute to the human society or?
I think when we look at what is a contribution, I have to ask you, what do you define as contribution?
Well, bringing value.
Yeah, so when we look at value, you would say that value is a good thing, right? Because value is, certain things that, creates, better futures for the next generation of, flocks or even, people in general, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so when I say value, value is going to be an important thing because it's based off of how we perceive each other. A human would, perceive another human with a certain level of valuableness over an animal because we wouldn't say that we would save the animal in a burning fire over the human baby. So how I specifically state this is that when we look at the level of valuableness over one's life, we can specifically make a distinction based off of which one we would prefer. You
But
would
that's
prefer
irrelevant
how?
because I'm only asking you to leave them alone. We're not asking which one has more value. It doesn't matter. Because you can't justify using someone else as an object, resource, or slave just because they don't have value to you.
Okay, give me a reason. Like, what would be
Because
like the reason? Like, give me like
because just
a
take
yeah,
okay,
like
an
if it's
example.
yeah, an example that would be good.
Yeah. So okay, you don't necessarily have value to me. You
That's
don't
fine.
bring something to my life. Does that mean I can use you as a slave, object, or resource?
Well, no, because at one point you would also not know me to even be able to, use me as a resource
Well, you
in
don't
the
know
first
them.
place. Yeah, that's the point. So, like, you wouldn't even be able to use me as any sort of resource.
But I could find someone on the street and do that.
Mm, I mean, maybe with that analogy, I can probably understand it. But then, if we're talking about people that we're talking to online, that wouldn't really follow unless you can probably find their IP
But
and
do you get
find
what I
them.
mean, though?
Yeah,
That it's not okay.
I would agree with you on a human level.
Why? Why is it different for other animals that are like sentient just like us?
Well, I said earlier that when it compares to, okay, I ask you a question. This is going to be based off of the question that you asked me. Who do you value more, an animal or a human baby? And let's just say that we put them in a situation where they're in a burning, house. Which one would you save?
Well, I mean, it depends who is who to me.
Yeah, but what's valuable to you? That's the question.
Well, if that's my animal companion, I might have to make I don't know, it would be a horrible choice either way. Does it matter? Because it's not objective. It's based on my preferences and my links to these two individuals. Why does it, like, it's like saying, okay, because in a burning building there's my mother and there's a stranger, since I want to choose my mother should have the right to be left alone, but not this stranger.
Well, under that, you would actually be valid because it's your mother and you don't
No, no,
know
no.
the stranger.
No. Yeah, but my point. I understand what you're saying, by the way. But my point is that you're creating this scenario, right? Which is a valid scenario. I understand it. But you're creating that to justify using someone else as an object because you care less about them.
Well, I wouldn't say that I would put them as an object, right? Because when we see animals, they're not objects, they're living organisms, right?
You're using them as objects.
Well, you would have to define what is an object.
Oh, come on. You're using them as property. You're eating their flesh, you're whatever.
Wait. Okay, so I can understand what you mean by object. So sure, let's just say that I agree with you. Where would this entail?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so like let's say in this scenario I agree with you. Where do we go after from that?
We go vegan. We leave them alone.
Yeah, so that's the point. There wouldn't really be a valid reason for veganism because one, you still need protein, and two, if you don't have protein, you don't live. I mean, even
But
with
how do you
babies,
think
they
I live?
require. Yeah, but babies even require certain metals, which comes from I can't really I don't know if I can say it on here, but they require some sort of what they call it. It's in some of the meat products. I forgot what it was called.
No. I understand you. Okay. So you have a concern about health and protein, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So something that's really cool to know is that, like, there's so many studies. Okay, so there's a lot of health organizations, a lot of meta-analyses and peer-reviewed studies. I can't bring them to you right now, but if you go to my channel,
Okay, is she muted now for you? Oh. Lucy, I'm really sorry to interrupt you again. I can't hear you. Can Hello Guy hear you? Oh,
Yeah, I
I
can
don't know
still
what's
hear her.
happening.
Oh,
So it's
that's
something
weird.
on my end, and I'm really sorry. The other audience can't hear you then either. YouTube, or excuse me, TikTok. Oh, so audio did drop in TikTok as well.
I
Wow.
should just get rid of
I don't know if it's
these.
your headphones
Let me get rid
because
of.
he can still hear
I
you.
don't know how to turn them off.
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I don't know how to turn them off.
I don't know if she can hear us right now anyway.
Wait, can the chat hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, they can hear you.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's probably her mic or your mic.
I mean, my mic is plugged into my computer.
Oh yeah, maybe that's the maybe her mic isn't
Well, we hear her now. Oh, oh, maybe she's gonna
Oh,
come back. Maybe she has to restart.
all right.
Can you repeat? I got kind of distracted. What was the last thing that she had asked you? Oh, wait, she's back up. Wait, she's back. She's back.
Oh, okay, she's here.
I'm really sorry to mess you guys up. It's just the rest of us don't know what's going on. We can't hear you. Okay.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Hey, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I think it's my headphones. It should be good now. So sorry
No
about
worries.
that.
No worries.
It's all right.
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about health. So you have this, I've also, I think you heard a bunch of it. Basically, like the medical, like, it's a consensus now that you can be fully plant-based and thrive, and it actually can prevent diseases, and it can make you live longer, and that's for all stages of life. So it's really not a concern that you should hold on to too much. And if you want to actually get the proof, you can Google it. But also on my channel, in the description of my live streams, I have a lot of studies if you're interested.
I mean, I would say under the lifestyle or even the sources that I've been able to search up, they say that having a balanced diet based off of, like, for an example, vegetables, fruits, protein, like meat, dairy is actually a way better specific ability of diet.
Well, that's not what the research shows necessarily. You can actually like prevent diseases, certain diseases, and also you can you live longer, as I said. And it's also like used to manage some diseases that people already have. So just Google it, do your own research if you want to, because right
Yeah,
now I
of
can't
course.
really show you.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So, do you at least know the amount of percentages that vegans in general actually live? Like, what would be the percentage of vegans
Oh, I don't
lifespan?
remember on the top of my head, but I know it's a few years longer.
Like
At
over
least.
people who like eat meat.
Yeah.
And why do you think that?
As the research, I'm not an expert, but I mean, it's just that they've seen that it's like our body, like we do better. I'm not sure why, but it is what the research shows. So I think you should look into it yourself. Then you can have the time to really. But that's just what it shows. I'm not a scientist, I just trust what they give me.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I can understand where you're coming from when you say this, right? I just think that in general, when I look at like what an animal and what they are able to contribute to themselves and their own people, like their own animal squad or whatever you call them, I would say that sure, it's a good thing that they're able to take care of one another and be able to reproduce in greater numbers. I just think that I wouldn't really I don't take this to offense, but I wouldn't really say that I would value them more than a human.
Okay, but why does it matter if the oppressor values the victim?
What do you mean
Well,
by the oppressor victim? What?
Well, they are your victim, right? They are butchered for you.
It depends on the environment of the animal. I mean, the animal can be in an environment where it's more painless. Like if
Okay.
I shoot
So
an
if I kill you
uh-huh.
painlessly, are you not my victim if it's against your consent
Well,
and unnecessary?
it depends if I ask you.
Wait, but yeah, that's different. That would be consent, right?
Well, yeah, that would be consent.
They don't give
But
consent.
animals are not able to give consent.
Exactly.
So I mean like I would agree with you, right? That if we're talking about consent, you would be correct, right? But under everything I see, and even the sources that specifically, talk about, the viability, not the viability, the valuableness of an animal, I would just say that even with these animals specifically having, not given consent to their death, I still think it would be, it would still be a little bit more, uh, it would still be more sane to kill them in a more painless way than killing them more painfully. Because
Okay, but what about killing them more painlessly versus not?
Like, so I can see where you're coming from with this, right? So when it comes to, these individuals either killing them painlessly or not, it would depend on who we're talking about. Every human being has a different perspective of how they see animals, right?
You have to see it from the victim's point of view. It does not matter what everybody else's point of view is. You know what I mean? Because, like, when it comes to an unaliver, I'm trying to find correct words for TikTok here, or a rapist, etc. Does it really matter if like they value their victim? Obviously, they don't. That's why they oppress them, right? But like, what matters is what the victim's point of view. That's why they need to be protected and they need to be left alone.
Okay, so under this, okay, let me give you a context. Let me give you an example. Would it be okay for me to kill a animal that is trapped under a tree and is in pain without any ability to escape?
Okay, so that would be in their best interest, though. So yes.
Yeah, so then at that point it would be okay for me to eat it.
Because it would be in their best interest, not yours against theirs, right?
Okay, so then I can say that under that context I'm able to eat it.
I would say no, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, I understand why it's confusing to you, but really it's because of what it means for other animals as well. Because, for example, if people are fine with eating other humans when they're dead, what it means for also alive people is that there begin to be an industry of people who would actually not want to wait until people die or whatever, and there would be no respect to other humans because now we see them as objects and resources, right? We objectify them, and that means a lot for what the individuals is going to experience as well.
I can see that, but even under that context, that's not really how it works because even other animals eat animals. So I mean, like,
yeah, but they also rape each other and unalive each other, right? They do a lot of things.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be like. Would you say that in that context, with an animal's, intelligence or the ability of being able to cognitively think of certain things, that it would be wrong for them to do certain things because under that context they're not even able to think of what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah, they only know they can't.
Yeah, so then you would say that them doing what you just said earlier wouldn't be wrong because them in their mind isn't doing wrong.
No, it's not because of their minds. Just like I can't stop them. There's no way, and they can't stop themselves. So why am I even bothering? There's so many people out there that I can
add
actually talk.
Children can do things that are illogical, right? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not about whether someone can think logically. That's not what matters.
Yeah, but you would definitely agree that a child has a little bit more of a cognitive, a higher in cognitive than an animal.
No, actually, it depends on the age. Sorry, pigs have been shown to be around toddler age in terms of cognitive abilities. A lot of animals are at that stage.
Yeah, but that's usually when the baby is like 3 or 2, and then you would probably be able to justify what you think under this one. But I would just say that animals is a little bit completely different. Because what I'm specifically saying is that a human still has the potential for higher cognitive ability.
What if they cannot, though? What if they are severe handicaps that you can't get over? And why does it matter? It's very ableist again. Like, Why does it matter the capability of someone else? Why can't
What do
you
you
just leave
mean
them
by
alone?
wait? Hold on. What do you mean by ableist?
Ableism is when you are discriminating other people based on their capabilities and abilities. Like I could use a handicapped person, for example, because they're not as capable as me. That's ableism.
Well, yeah, sure, but I would still say that these individuals, even though they might be handicapped, they still have the ability to cognitively
I think
think
we should move
at the
on.
same
Yeah, but
level
again,
as a
that's the
human.
same thing.
Yeah, I
We're
was gonna
stuck
say,
in a
he
loop
keeps
because you don't
looping.
get that intelligence and sentience are different, and it doesn't matter. Like you could justify horrific things with that logic
Mm-hmm.
on like children, handicapped people.
I agree.
It's completely irrelevant, you know?
Okay, so maybe you are correct about this one because I can understand where the analogy goes when we're saying that it would be wrong for us to be able to say that, you know, this person is going to be more valuable than this person based off of their intelligence or valuableness to, you know, a society or to a group of people. Yeah, sure, I would agree with you that then you're correct on that one. But when we're looking at the valuability, it's not based off of what they are not able to do. It's based off of the ability of life. Like, for example, do you have the ability to live? Do you want the ability to live? Do you want to continue living? Or, you know, I would say that's going to be as valuable.
You mean sentience?
Yeah, just being able to sentient. Be
Well,
sentient.
that's why we leave them alone.
I mean, not really in our society. I mean, we have the death penalty. We kill people based off of their actions. I mean,
So because we do that, is it okay to do what we're doing to other animals? When we don't
You-
have to?
I would agree with you only because that I don't agree with the death penalty.
But that, again, even if you think that there's an injustice out there, you know, you can have that and think it needs to change, and also not at the same time perpetuate an injustice on other victims. You know?
I can understand this point. Maybe you're right about me specifically talking about the value of a human and an animal. I can see what you mean that humans and, you know, animals still have the same, you know, valuability.
And it's not even about value. You're allowed to not value them. I don't care. As long as you leave them alone, just don't use that as a justification to do
Could I
horrible things to
suggest an
someone else.
example? Maybe this would just paint it clear because we've been up here for almost 40 minutes and I think we should move on. But do you think it's wrong to kick a dog for fun?
No, I don't think that's a good thing to do.
I agree with you. Why do you think it's immoral to kick a dog for fun?
Because there's no reason
so
to.
I
and,
have limited
it causes
access
harm.
to exercise. I do have other options, but it's more convenient for me to kick the dog. Does that make it more?
I would say that's wrong. I mean, like, I think I even made this point earlier. Actually, from the very beginning, I said that it would be wrong to harm a cow
So
for
what do
no
you need
reason.
from animals?
Like what? Substance, like food and plants. You know. Like what type of? Are we talking about vitamins? Because vitamins.
You can't name one thing that you can only get from animals you can't get from other sources, right? Think of one thing. Okay.
I agree.
So that makes it unnecessary to do this to other animals.
Sure.
Are you going to be vegan from now on and live in that principle? I will so think about this, if you were the victim and your oppressor said, I'm going to think about not exploiting you, would that be fair to you?
No.
So you should act towards animals the way you want your oppressor to act towards you, right? Yeah. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter these other things. Once you realize the reason you should go vegan, the how follows. Would you be willing to watch a documentary?
Yeah, I do watch multiple documentaries on
behind
the
Lucy
animal
is a
kingdom.
link. Take a screenshot of that. Go to antianimaluse.org. Click on See What I Fund, and the documentary's right there. There's a 3-minute version, and then there's the full version. I urge you to watch the full version, but if you can't, watch that 3-minute version. And just ask yourself, if you were watching puppy dogs go through that, would you feel comfortable giving your money to those people? Because these other animals, we know through science, they're just as cognitive as the companions that we have in our homes.
Yeah, I can understand. I'm gonna give the other people the ability to speak on here. Thank you for
Yeah, I
allowing me to
appreciate you
come
had
up here and
genuine
speak
questions.
my
I
mind
just
on
think we
this.
need to move on. Thank you for checking out that resource.
Yeah, of
At the
course.
very least,
Thank
that's the
you.
least you can do. So thank you for checking that out, okay? All right.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I need to learn how to
No,
wrap it
you're
up more
fine,
quickly.
Lucy. He was the one that you did land on your point multiple times. He just kept saying, well, they don't contribute. And he kept getting stuck on that
Yeah.
for some reason. So it wasn't you. You're fine. Sometimes people do need to hash the same thing over and over again. I was one of those people. So it's no hate on anybody. It's just, it's hard online to keep up a line if, if we take so long with each person. But you did nothing wrong. So
Definitely.
you did great.
Well, still, it's nice to learn how to
Oh,
kind
sure.
of
How to like wrap it up. Yeah.
cut
When it,
it short like this. That was a very good line.
the only
Appreciate
reason
all
why
of
I
that.
jumped to that is just I'm trying to look for that common ground. I know we have common ground. We definitely agree that, harm is not enjoyable. And I'm sure we all understand that other beings that feel harm shouldn't be harmed arbitrarily or for no reason. So it's just about finding that common ground. But some people, they still loop even when you do that. But I'm glad he was receptive.
And he agreed with most things at some points, but then he came back to things that he had agreed with on, and it was
What I have found is,
but yeah, that's normal. It's like you kind of get it and then you forget it as well.
I have also found that people after about 10 minutes, they start to either feel overwhelmed or I don't know what's going on, but there's this like panic happens and then this overwhelming feeling and they start talking themselves backwards. I usually watch around the 10-minute zone, but
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you though how to advocate.
Yeah.
If you feel like someone needs that time, you do it. I might just chime in and say, well, we've been here for this long.
I think it was a bit too much because I think it's okay if you loop twice, but when it's coming back to the third time, it's like, okay,
Yeah,
what are we doing? But I don't know. It's just I don't know how to do what you did. Or maybe I could just do the AV thing of like, okay, if you were the
That's
victim,
exactly
would that
what
hold
it
up?
is. Honestly, I put myself in the
Yeah.
position or I'll ask them, what if you were the victim? It's all about change because when we talk about our benefits, of course, we're going to lose benefits from exploiting someone. Oppressors only exploit to get benefits. So, of course, you're going to lose a benefit. Can you find that benefit elsewhere? With veganism, absolutely. Yeah. And it's just about if you were the victim and your oppressor had that alternative, would you want them to take advantage of it? Even if that alternative was not as good as what they use you for, right? You would still say,
It's
suck it
irrelevant,
up,
yeah.
take the alternative. What was that?
And also, the more vegans, the better the alternatives.
That too.
So.
Costs come down, the alternatives get better because there's more minds thinking about it, more people investing in making businesses about it. So, yeah. Did you want to do another one since I kept interrupting you? I feel really bad. Okay, I'll switch.
Good. I need to go to the restroom, actually. So.
That was quite a long one, so it makes sense. Let me open my camera up wherever that went. Oh, there it is. I have like one scene with all of this crap in it because of the audio issues. If you make a new scene, you got to add the audio, and I keep forgetting to do that. So it's now making a new problem. All right. Hey, Vessel, I see you. I think we're just going to keep it to Lucy and I tonight, just to keep things simple. Maybe in the future. I just didn't get a chance to talk to her about what we prefer. So we're just going to keep it her and I think. But thank you for requesting up because you're amazing. Oh, and I saw you message. I haven't been able to get to you. I was doing tech issues all day. Patrick, are you over 18?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me up. I'm 31 years old.
And then are you vegan?
I'm
All right.
not.
What does veganism mean?
Vegan to me is just pure plant-based, right?
Well, that's a part of our diet. Yeah, we end up going for a plant-based diet because it doesn't demand someone's exploitation.
Essentially not eating animals.
It goes beyond that. So veganism is a stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. Another animal has the ability to have the experience of life. They're weighing out those experiences and making preferences. I don't want to use them unfairly because I could easily be that individual that someone deems lesser and they want to use me for their benefit.
Yeah, we can get into all that
literally
too.
why I'm here.
Would you like to just hear my
That's
initial
literally why we're here, Patrick. So I'm trying to let you understand what we're talking about, and already you're being rude.
No, I
Well,
swear
why
I'm
did you
not.
interrupt me then?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I just want to go
Yeah,
on
you
my
came up
initial
here just
argument, and
to
you can
talk
pick it
about
apart.
yourself. So I'm actually here to talk about the
Well,
animals.
I'm
So
opposition.
so
Is that what
animals
you're looking
are
for?
sentient
Opposition?
beings. What justifies you using them for your benefits, not theirs?
Right. So I justify it because I don't place any moral value whatsoever on
You know,
animals
humans are
at all. I
animals,
see them
right?
just as a tool.
Okay, so what's the
Yeah, that's
morally
fine. But
relevant
I see.
difference?
Um, yeah, we're different because we eat them. They
They
don't
do
eat
eat us.
us.
So what's the
So
morally relevant difference?
they
They
eat
do eat
us.
us, dummy. What is the morally relevant difference? If you
How?
go out in the wild, you don't think a lion's going to chop you up with their teeth? Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so
but that's not what I'm
Patrick,
talking about.
again, what is... I'm
In
going to drop
modernity.
you. You sound like you got 2 peanut husks for a brain. Like, my God. Get that hard. We're talking about something so simple, and you got to make it so complicated that you twist yourself in a pretzel. Hey, Kaylee, are you over 18?
Yes, I'm
Are you
19.
vegan?
No, but I'm vegetarian and I'm not opposed to being
Okay, what do you
vegan.
understand veganism to mean?
I think it's not exploiting animals or not eating animals.
Yeah.
So,
What is, just to make sure, and again, it's okay if you don't know, what does exploitation mean to you?
to me, like just taking from them, they don't really have a choice. So,
What can I help you with? Why aren't you vegan yet?
I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. It's just I've been vegetarian for 4 years now. I was for 2 years, then I stopped for a year, and then I went back, and then it's been 4 years since then. But I don't know. I mean, really the only thing that is stopping me is, I guess, like I don't drink like milk or use any milk products because I'm lactose intolerant, so I can't. But the only thing that I really, I guess, use from animals is eggs. So I don't know, like I'm not opposed to
Well, why don't you
not going
use
vegan,
milk?
but because I can't,
Oh, you think
so
lactose intolerant?
I
Okay, do you eat
yeah,
cheese?
I just can't.
Oh, okay. Some people that are lactose just
No,
muscle
like
through it for cheese. Okay.
yeah, no dairy. I'll have like ice
Okay, so
cream
there we
once in
go.
a while,
So you
but
do eat some dairy.
yeah,
All right. So,
yeah.
why do you think vegans abstain from dairy?
I'm not really sure. I would love
Yeah.
to hear why
So
though.
a cow is a mammal. Do you know when mammals produce milk?
When they're pregnant or
when
have
they
had a baby.
because it's meant to feed the baby, right?
Yeah.
So when we
Mm-hmm.
have cows that are producing milk, do you think that they're not producing milk yet? Do you think the farmer waits for the cow to decide and pick a mate?
Not normally. I think very,
Very rarely. And
not
even
very
when they have a
often.
bull,
Yeah.
the bull they use can sniff when a cow is in ovulation. So it's still, again, not even her choice. It's a bull sniffing her out to be like, oh, the prime one to get pregnant, or whatever that smell is to them. I don't know what they realize it as. Okay, so we agree that it's the farmer that's deciding. Do you think that's fair for the cow?
No, not really. I mean, I wouldn't like that for me. So,
So let's say that she did on her own decide to get pregnant somehow, and she ends up having a baby. What do you think happens to the baby?
I'm gonna say most of the time the baby is separated or killed
Exactly.
for meat.
Yeah.
So
The females are put in little huts until they reach sexual maturity like their mothers, and then they go through the same process. And each female cow goes through this process 4 to 6 times. They often can live to be 20 years old, but when we do this to them, they're sent to slaughter at age 6. So
wow,
they
I didn't
become
know that.
a lot of them become downers, like their legs, because we've bred them now to be so deformed. Their breasts get so huge that their legs splay out. They can't even hold their own weight. And that's when they decide to send them to slaughter, or if they don't get pregnant, or if their just milk production declines. So it's really sad.
Mhm.
Personally, I would never want to go through that. Even my worst enemies, I would not want to put through that. So that was actually what made me go vegan, was realizing that most products come from mothers. And I was like, I would never want to do that to someone. Even the males, based off of their gender, are considered waste. And I just can't imagine being considered waste just because I'm not the right gender. Okay, so when it comes to chickens, chickens are even a little more hidden. They come from what's called the red jungle fowl. We took them from the jungle, their free place where they were thriving, where they laid maybe 13 to 15 eggs a year. We made her mate with a male that she wouldn't normally choose, just like the dairy cow, because they had the right genetics, just like the dairy cows. And then their babies become even more mutated that fit our needs. So we're breeding sentient slaves. There's just another species that create products. We're using their bodies like they're things. And we did that over and over and over. And we're still doing it to them to this day. When you buy chickens from a store or even from a farm, you're saying it's okay to discriminate against somebody based off of arbitrary traits. They're a different shape. They think maybe differently, but they still have a mother. They still care about themselves. They're very similar to us. And the things that are important to them, living that next positive experience, is the same thing that we want. And to put these chickens, the mothers often are kept in shacks with males, and they're graped to death. Those are the chicks that you get to lay eggs. And males in that industry, again, are just considered waste. They get tossed away, just like the dairy cows. When you go to a small farm and maybe they sell their roosters for flesh, again, is that fair? Based off your gender, you get to be sold and unalived because you're not the right gender?
Yeah. I guess I never really, well, one, I didn't actually
They
know
hide it from us.
what you just said. And I haven't ever really, I guess, especially with chickens, put myself in that position. But hearing that makes me sad. Like, I don't eat animals because I don't like the idea of eating something that has been bred just for the purpose. Like, they don't get to live a life.
We literally did this to other
Like,
humans
they're just
too. Like, when you realize, it's like, there are humans that have experienced this and they did not like it. So, well, I appreciate you being honest. Would you be willing to watch a documentary? That way you can see all the industries, and it's not a gotcha film. It's literally just showing you the standard practice. Would you be willing to watch that? Awesome. If you go to anti-animal use, that link above my head, click on see what I fund. There's 2 documentaries there. There's one that's only 3 minutes, and then the next one is the full documentary, Dominion. You can just look up Dominion on YouTube if you want to. It's Dominion 2018. It's got a little cow on the cover. The 3-minute film does cover a lot, but the documentary really is thorough. So I would watch Dominion, the full movie, just so that you understand, so you're not lulled into a false sense of security when you go into the grocery stores. They put those happy animals everywhere on purpose. It makes it feel like the animals are almost consenting to it. So, yeah. Well, Kaylee.
Yeah, totally.
You're
I'm gonna
amazing.
go watch that.
I want to ask you one last hard question. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
I would honestly say no. Hearing that actually just made me really sad.
Yeah, and like Kaylee, I'm not here to make you sad, but that feeling you're having is just your honest reaction to what we're doing to others. I was the same way. I was like, I'm not okay with being a part of that. And I felt betrayed even, because there are systems that kind of lied to you, and that's really frustrating. So if you ever want someone to talk to you, you're welcome to reach out to either of us. We would love to help.
Yes, thank you very much.
Right. Oh, Kaylee, I just unplugged my headphones. Oh, well, you have a good rest of your day. I can't hear you right now. I'm so sorry. There we go. Okay. Thank you for being here.
You too. Right, bye.
That was amazing. Oh my gosh. Dubs in the chat for Kaylee.
We often vegetarian before we get vegan, which is unfortunate, because also like it's not like you're still exploiting other animals in horrific ways, right? But often it's because people don't get it. And so you're often closer. So I usually get excited when I'm talking to a vegetarian, because I was vegetarian before going
Same.
vegan. So please go vegan immediately. There's no need to waste any time because there's always an individual on the other end. I know you're a very decent person and empathetic person, and there's so many people online just so ready
Yep,
to support
exactly.
you. Surround yourself with like-minded individuals because it can be rough to be empathetic in this horrible world. But yeah, thank you for being
Yeah.
decent.
Kaylee. Yeah, it sounds like she sounds like me. I used to call myself vegetarian with vegan tendencies, but I didn't understand what vegan meant. I just thought it meant abstaining from certain things in your diet. So I was there once. I was clueless. And then when I watched a documentary about dairy, that's what did it for me. I was like, oh God, I just had no idea. Well, what am I doing? So even small scale, like that's what got me was the small scale dairy farming. I was like, oh my God, there's just no right way to do the wrong thing. It just isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay. I don't have any requests right now. If you're over 18 and you think you have a good justification for not being vegan, please request up. If you're in TikTok, it's the two little people on top of each other, the little pink and blue person. If you're on YouTube, I put the link to Lucy's TikTok account. Follow her and then click on the red circle around her face. We need as many people to go follow her as possible so we can do this on both of our channels. It sucks when you're below because TikTok sits there and like, oh, you got to meet this threshold by this time. So
yeah, and I need to keep my ability to go live
Yes.
as well. And I don't know how many I need. I think it's 500. I'm not sure, but please, that would help
Please.
tremendously. Because I'm also doing it on Saturdays with another activist, and he cannot. He doesn't have the ability to go live, so it would really help. Thank you so much, guys.
So if you're in YouTube and you're over 18, hit that link. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Veganism, I'll cover real quick, is an ethical stance against exploiting others. That's kind of more of a summary of it. I do have the vegan society's definition. Where did I put it? Here it is. A philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude, as far as possible and practicable, all forms of exploitation of and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. And then continues about making alternatives that are benefits to animals, humans, and the environment. So right there, very clear against exploitation. And they even add, as far as practicable, to be clear that it's not about, oh, conveniently I can do it today. It's about what can I absolutely do without living like a naked monk in the middle of the forest, right? Like I still want to be among other people. They need to see me as normal to hear what we're talking about. So practicable is living the ethic of not demanding others' exploitation every time you have that opportunity to choose between compassion or violence.
Yeah, and let's be honest, right? Because people say I can't when they can, 99% of the time. So when we mean not practicable, it's like you don't have access to food.
Exactly. It goes beyond just I can.
You know.
It's a what absolutely can you do? Obviously, we can't follow you and make sure you're doing everything. But the thing is, as a vegan, it's not about someone looking over your shoulder to make sure you're vegan. It's a personal ethic that you're like, animals are not a thing, they're a someone. And you put yourself in that, or at least you understand logically, you don't need to do this to them and they don't want it. And that if you were the victim, you would want to be respected. So.
And also, like, there's really cool health and environmental benefits that are huge, but it's also like veganism is a justice movement for other animals. So really, it's just what veganism is about. But of course, there are huge benefits.
I call them perks. There's perks to being vegan.
Yeah, exactly.
I did see someone was requesting. I was about to bring you up, but you dropped. If you're over 18, we'd love to talk to you. If you could, those that are in here, can you tap the screen? Let's get some likes, see if we can get some opposition in here, some people that need to change. Hey, all right. Awesome. Do you want to speak with this person? Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Hi, are you over 18?
Oh.
Hello?
Oh, you're not over
Yes,
18.
yeah. Darn. So you got to be over 18. It's not that young people don't need to hear the truth. It's just that it's not it shouldn't be normalized.
Stay around,
Sorry?
please.
Oh, yeah,
Stay
yeah, you
around,
can hang out in
please.
the chat. It's just we don't want to normalize children and adults being on the internet together on a panel. It's just dangerous. Adults can be manipulative, and I don't want to put anyone that's vulnerable in that situation. So don't normalize it.
And it also, TikTok will
Yeah,
let us
that's
anyway.
the
So.
other thing is that our live will be taken down. But my number one thing is like I just kids stay away. Go hang out with your parents. Your parents can watch. You can watch with your parents, and you can hang out in the chat as we said. But you can't be on the panel. So come on, peeps. YouTube, you got a link. Let me actually see if there's anybody in the chat stirring up trouble. What? Oh, she's literally.
There was
Someone
someone
said,
on the.
"Is it me?" Someone said one of us is sitting in a animal chair. What if I genuinely don't see animals? Oh no, it moved. She is literally sitting in a non-vegan chair. Who is? Yeah, you can't even see our chair. That's a pillow.
That's a pillow. That's a pillowcase. It's 100% cotton. Obviously, I wouldn't, because if I was, I wouldn't be vegan. It'd be
Dude, my chair is
population.
all fabric. It's all fabric. When someone
Is that someone?
No. Do you want me to see if there's anybody we can request up? Oh my gosh.
There's someone in the requesting. It's weird.
Oh, I don't.
Do you
If
not
you can
see
bring
them?
them up, do it. Yes.
Oh crap! I'm sorry. If it didn't work out, sorry. Can you try again?
Was it the?
It just appears on the side.
Yeah, I don't see them. Oh, is it the invite? Does it sometimes say at the invite button? It says invite this person. Oh, it's just
Yeah, I
trying to
guess
make
so.
a suggestion. It's TikTok, yeah.
Oh.
Come on,
okay.
guys.
Oh, it's does it again. Yeah.
It does look like we only have 6. Oh, okay, we have 16 people in here. They all look like vegans. What's up, my vegans? Oh my god.
Well, in the meantime, we could talk about common
Sure,
objections. I did that with Renzo when there was no one.
Say, like, even having fake conversations is a good idea. Talking about
We can make shorts out of it.
Yeah. Well, I think that using animals is better for protein.
Okay, so that's interesting because basically the consensus amongst the medical field is that vegans get 70%. Is it 70%, right? More protein than they need.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah. So they need we don't actually need that much, aside from if you're like training. And if you're training, there's so many vegan and fully plant-based bodybuilders, athletes that are actually thriving, and sometimes they choose to be fully plant-based just for the results that they can get from a fully plant-based diet. So don't worry.
Yes, I'm gonna go vegan then. I can get my protein.
Yay.
Oh, it says to restart. Well, we got some guests. I'm gonna bring up a guest. If the count goes up, then we'll keep going. Otherwise, maybe we'll restart the live, and that might stretch our reach a little bit.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Are you vegan?
I am not.
Do you know what veganism is?
Yeah, it's not eating. It's an all plant-based diet, nothing to do with animals.
It's the stance against the exploitation of other animals, basically, yeah. So why aren't you vegan?
Mainly because I enjoy like eating meat. And I think if a lot of people went vegan, the animal population would significantly overpopulate, and that would do an extreme hurt on our earth, because we have to keep the animal population down, because if animals overpopulate, then it hurts other organisms and it hurts other animals, and the whole food chain and food web would just significantly decline, and I think it would just be a really big harm on our earth.
Okay. So, there's two little... I want to first address this point, and then we can come back to your first point. So, when it comes to the overpopulation of animals, what's interesting is that there's about 80 billion land animals that are being enslaved basically for their flesh or their secretions, so animal agriculture. So obviously that's an overpopulation, right? 80 billion.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of other animals, and that actually does destroy the environment because they require a lot of crops. And so, if you go vegan, you would free 70% of agricultural land, basically, because you wouldn't need those crops, sorry, that you're feeding the animals that non-vegans consume. So that's a big plus for that concern. And also something I understand this concern about like the overpopulation. What's interesting is really this problem has appeared since people hunted the predators. And also especially when hunters would target the healthy individuals instead of the weak and the sick ones, like predators usually do. So that, you know, really messed everything up. And so if you actually leave it alone, they would do much better than if you would continue to hunt, because people obviously aren't interested in that. But yeah, that would be what I would say about these concerns both. And so you said something about like a taste pleasure, right?
Mhm.
So I understand before I went vegan, I liked animal products. That's really not why I stopped. Would you say pleasure justifies using someone else as an object?
Using someone else as an object? What do you mean by that? Because an animal is an animal. They're not a person, I guess.
Are they an object or a thing?
Yeah, they're an object. They're just not a person. I just was confused because you said someone else as an object.
Well, I'm
And
saying
they're
someone because they're sentient.
Okay.
So it's okay if you don't see them on the same level of humans, but like I'm saying, like they're not an object in the sense like they are sentient. So like a table is not sentient, but a cow, a pig, a fish, a chicken, or someone, because they have a subjective experience where they have feelings, personalities, preferences, fear, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So in that context, now that we've clarified that, do you think it's that pleasure justifies using someone else as an object?
I guess yes and no. So I'm a religious person, and the way that the Bible says that animals were placed on this earth for us humans to eat, that's another kind of reason why I'm not vegan, is because coming from a religious standpoint, that's kind of what I believe. I don't like it when people hunt animals just to kill them and do nothing with them. I think that is like extremely cruel. Like you should end.
Wait, let's address one point at a time, because otherwise we're not going to remember. Sorry to interrupt you. So you said you're not religious, or are you religious then?
I am religious, yes.
Okay, sorry, I misheard. Okay, so okay. I'm gonna challenge you a little bit with that question. It's not really a question, but it's in times of chattel slavery. They used to justify human slavery by quoting the Bible, and now obviously Christians think that's horrible, right?
Yeah.
What if this is a similar thing because both victims are sentient?
I guess I never looked at that like that. Yeah, I never realized it kind of the way that you're standing up.
So you brought up like, yeah, the hunting thing, right? You don't like
Yeah.
it when people kill unalive other animals and they don't use their body parts.
Yeah.
If you are the victim and you are being hunted, does it matter to you if your oppressor uses your body, or do you actually just care about not being killed for your body parts?
I guess if I'm looking at an animal standpoint, like I don't know if I'd put my place as like an animal in an
animals.
Yeah, in an animal place, but I definitely do believe that it is wrong for a person to take another animal's life just for an activity or just for fun. I believe that like the animal's life should be taken specifically for the needs of food, for the needs of, you know, to make like clothing out of it and stuff like that, but not specifically just for clothing, like mainly for the needs of food, for the needs of feeding the family and stuff like that. I do definitely agree on that standpoint, and because I was raised on a farm, or I did work on a farm, I should say, and we gave meat specifically to people who needed it. Not so much to grocery stores, but
Okay.
specifically to people who actually needed the food.
Okay, but since we can be vegan, right? It is for an unnecessary reason. So it is for pleasure and convenience most of the time. I'm not talking about survival situations. I'm talking about most people. Like, we can be vegan, right? So how does that not align with this, because that's empathy, right? That's talking to you in a sense, because you can understand that their interests are being violated and that they are being killed for frivolous reasons, really, right? If it's for like fun or whatever, right? But since we can be vegan and we can just leave them alone, isn't that the case for whatever the purpose is?
I guess, but I guess at the same time, I heard right as soon as I joined the lab that you were talking about how we can get kind of the same amount of protein from other things, and we don't need to necessarily get protein from animals. But isn't that protein that we're getting from like protein shakes and stuff like that? Isn't that like chemically made?
Oh no,
In a
I
way?
understand. I understand. That's a concern, but don't worry. Like, this protein is so easy to find in a fully plant-based diet. It's just that people are not, like, they just don't know about it because they obviously haven't really tried it. But it's so easy to find. Like, you just replace like any meal you have that's a non-vegan meal, you can make vegan. And the alternatives, like, it can be legumes, it can be like a plant-based alternatives for anything you like sausages, burgers, whatever the hell you like. And they all have like a lot of protein in them. And so it's really not something to be too concerned about. You can always Google it if, you know, you don't have to take me at my word, sorry, of course. But I wouldn't worry about that. But if you're training and stuff like that, there's so many athletes and bodybuilders that are fully plant-based and have done that actually for the results.
Okay.
So, yeah. And of course, there are, if you're interested in like the protein shakes, there are plenty of vegan ones. So that's cool.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for informing me on this.
Well, thank you for being open-minded. And so how many animals should be exploited for you from now on?
I have no idea, honestly. But I'm definitely gonna take like what you said into consideration and definitely do a lot of research about this.
But from the animal point of view, how many of them should be used as objects, resources, or slaves for you until the day you go vegan?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I have meat every single day. That's just kind of how my life is and how I was raised. So,
I was
just
raised
kind of,
like that too.
yeah. I don't know. I guess it just kind of all depends on where life goes and
But
Yeah.
I'm asking from the victim's point of view.
like if I was an animal, like a cow and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think animals kind of think like that. Like, I look at, bulls who are basically getting raised for, slaughter. I don't think that they understand that they're doing that. I think they just
Okay,
wake
but that's
up.
like if children were victims, right? Doesn't matter if they understand it. I mean, also when you look at the footage, they actually do understand it. Like, they're very stressed. They can smell the blood. They understand what's going on, and they try to escape. But even if they don't, does that make it okay for us to victimize them?
I think if they're getting killed in the right mindset, I guess I don't know. I really don't know.
Why would it matter to them if it's the right mindset? If we
Because
don't have to do it?
if they're just getting, like, if they're just getting, okay, so if they're not treated correctly from birth, like, then I don't think that's okay. Like, if you look at chicken coops when they're never outside and they're stuck in this little hut all of their life until they die, like, I don't think that's right. Like, we shouldn't treat animals like that. I think that they should be allowed to go outside and be treated correctly up until the day that they die, because that's,
Is butchering them treating them correctly?
I mean, if I'm going to be honest with you, I think animals are put on this earth specifically for us humans to eat. I mean, okay, so what is the difference between a lion killing a deer and a human killing a deer? I guess if I can ask that.
Well, they also grape each other, right? They eat their own babies. So
Lions?
yeah. So do we really want to actually justify morality by, looking at other animals?
I guess that's kind of like, I didn't know that lions ate babies, but I'm talking about like probably any, other predator on this earth. Like, I guess what's the difference between them killing an animal and then us killing an animal
Well,
if we're specifically using it just to eat?
Well, they do that too, but like they also grape each other, they murder, like, sorry, in a life. They do all kinds of things that we deem horrible because we see the victim's point of view, right? And we have a choice, they don't, right?
I guess, yeah.
So you said something that, okay, let's go back to what you said. You said you believe that they were put here to serve you. What if I believe that you were put here to serve me?
Truthfully, if that's what the Bible says, then that's what the Bible says.
So it's okay for me to use you as an object, resource, or slave then?
If that's what the Bible says, I'm a true believer. I follow by what the Bible tells me. And if the Bible specifically says I put animals on this earth for people to eat, then
But
that's what the
doesn't
Bible
it
says.
say things about, like, also that justify human slavery?
I wouldn't know. I haven't gone that depth into the Bible.
Well, they have used passages of the Bible to justify human slavery.
Yeah.
So, and I have vegan friends, by the way, that are Christian, and they are using passages of the Bible to say that people should be vegan because of, like, the fact that Eden was a vegan paradise, basically, and that we need to be, like, when they talk about stewarding the earth, they're saying basically that stewarding is protecting and taking care of, not exploiting. So there's so many interpretations of the Bible, I would say, but, like, also, does God say you have to exploit other animals?
No, but God says that he did put the animals on the earth for us to eat, and he did bring up the overpopulation, that if animals...
We already addressed that, though, the overpopulation. But, okay, but what... Okay, so if he put them on earth to be used and butchered, why are they sentient, and why do they feel fear, and why do they have an interest to not be... Because you look at slaughterhouse footage, they're trying to escape, they are attached to their families, they have emotions, personalities. Why would they be then meant to be treated this way?
Yeah, going back on the fear, I think that if the animal is showing fear, then they are not getting raised correctly, because my cattle never had fear that I saw. I mean, they never wanted to...
slaughterhouse?
I mean, the farmer that I worked for, yeah, he did ship off his animals to a slaughterhouse, and they were treated the correct way. They were allowed to go outside, and they were allowed to free graze. From what we saw, I mean, they were perfectly fine, and they were treated correctly.
Being butchered is not being treated correctly, though.
That's what they were born to do.
But do you not see how that's like you're justifying using someone else against their consent to be butchered, to be mutilated, all these things, because your religion says so. So basically, if my religion says that I can marry child brides, or if my religion says that I can enslave others or subjugate women into, like, and it's okay if I rape them because we're married, whatever. Like, what if my religion says that?
If that's what you follow by, I mean,
that's insane. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you look at people across the world where a woman is not allowed to show her face, or a woman's not allowed to...
You don't think that's horrible?
I think that's absolutely horrible, but that's their religion.
But that doesn't make it right. That's insane. Okay, just put yourself in the victim's point of view. That is so... That's, like, so irrational. I'm sorry, but, like, just because your religion says something doesn't give you the right to do something horrible to someone else. And God doesn't say that you have to do it to them. I have vegan friends that are Christian, you know, they're, like, very devout, sorry. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to stop being Christian, by the way.
No, I get it. I mean, what you're saying is all, 100% correct, and I completely agree with you. But I guess just the way that I'm going to keep looking at it is, if these animals are not meant to be eaten, and we don't take care of them the way that they should be, then our entire food chain and our entire food web is just going to come crashing down because of the overpopulation.
Okay, but we already addressed the overpopulation. Like, the hunting problem is created by, like, the hunters are creating the problem with hunting predators and healthy individuals. And when it comes to overpopulation of the animals, like animal agriculture is in the top 3 factors of environmental degradation and climate change. Because you can look it up, by the way. It's read, like, the information is easy to find. But like, there's 80 billion land animals. That's just the land animals that are like raised every year to be butchered. That's a lot. Like, we are like 8 billion, 9 billion here. I don't exactly know, like, of humans. That's like exponentially more. So obviously that's the overpopulation problem. But like, if you're worried about the ecosystems and stuff like that, I understand. What's really cool to know is that basically, like, being vegan, that's something that was, like, it's a study. I mean, there's different studies. If you want to look at the studies on my channel, I have, like, in the live description, I have all the studies linked. But basically, being vegan is the single most effective action you can do to reduce your environmental impact individually, because animal agriculture is so incredibly destructive to the environment. So if we went vegan, we would actually solve a lot of the problems we have. And that's just a side benefit, really. Like, veganism is about not using others the way you wouldn't want to be used, especially we don't need to, you know? So I understand your concerns, but really, when you look into it, it's not really something that's a problem.
Okay, so here's a question that I have for you. Did you know that cattle create methane, which is one of the most toxic CO2 getting into our atmosphere, which is ultimately destroying our ozone layer? So if we didn't kill cattle, they would become so overpopulated, and the
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
of methane would be so obtuse that, like, it's not only now
So let's
that
not bring them into existence then.
I mean, but if we ultimately want to protect our earth, cattle is the main thing. I mean, among other things, of course, factories and cars and stuff like that, of course, but cattle produces.
Yeah, but animal agriculture breeds them into existence. We wouldn't have as many.
Yeah, but they're never gonna stop dying. They're just gonna keep reproducing and reproducing.
No, because it's supply and demand, you know, like, it's like any other product, because they're treated as products. But like, if like there's not a demand for it, they are not going to do it because it's not profitable anymore. So it's not going to be overnight anyways. But even if it was overnight, it would be better to kill the ones we have, and then there wouldn't be other generations that would be enslaved and butchered and all this stuff, you know? It's better than continuing. But like, that's actually an argument for veganism when you think about it, because animal agriculture is what is bringing them into existence. So yeah, we just do it less. I mean, do it less. We just want to eradicate it. But like, if you don't pay for it to happen, it's one less, like, wallet they have, you know, to make it happen.
I guess. But yeah. Alrighty. I guess I understand now.
So how many animals should be exported until the day you go vegan? For you?
I have no idea. I'm not ever going vegan. I like meat too much, and I'm gonna stay on my standpoint, and I'm gonna tell you that
Do you agree that it's an incredibly self-centered and selfish standpoint?
I agree if the animals are being killed not for the way that they are produced. That is
Why do
what
you
I
think
agree
it's
with.
okay to do this?
We already went over that, so I guess
Yeah,
we're
why do you
done.
think it's
But
okay to do this?
just remember you're a victim and leave them alone. That's not that difficult, really. I interrupted her because I understood what she meant.
Oh, she left.
So I just wanted to kind of like let us know. Let her know so that we could move, because she would repeat sometimes and understand, but like I understood where she was going. So
yeah,
because someone said stop interrupting.
Sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted you. Let me.
No. I said someone said let her speak instead of interrupting to me.
Yeah, I don't even pay attention to that comment.
I try not to, but sometimes like I know exactly where you're going,
yeah.
and I can just
You were totally
not
cordial.
address it.
I think you had a great conversation. Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
too.
that
I
was
think it was
great.
pretty good. The next
Okay,
one.
we've got Parker. Hey, Parker, are you over
Hi,
18?
how are you?
I
Can you hear
can.
me? I'm 19, August 4th, 2007. I just turned 19
Are you
recently.
vegan?
So, no, I'm a meat eater.
Okay.
Or carnivore. Wait, what's it called when you eat both? Carnivore, right?
Omnivore.
Omnivore? I don't
So
know.
what do you what do
I'm
you
an omnivore.
understand veganism to
Sorry.
mean? That's okay. You don't need, it's not about how
Uh,
intelligent you are here. We're just talking about your moral ethics. So what do you understand veganism to mean?
I completely understand it, but like some people
Oh no, I
don't
asked
really
you, what
want,
does it mean?
really care about animals. Oh, veganism means that you really care about the animals and you don't want to eat them.
No, so that's not
Is that
right.
so?
No, but I understand where you're coming from. Veganism is actually an ethical stance against the exploitation of other animals, animals having their own subjective experience of life. So I don't want to demand their exploitation because I am also a sentient being who cares about myself, and I wouldn't want to be mistreated just because I'm vulnerable to somebody. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
100%.
stopping
And
you from living in alignment with that principle?
here's the thing. I 100% understand why some people want to be vegan
So why
and
do you
vegetarian. I
want to
completely support
demand that
that, but
animals lose everything for you when it's unnecessary?
I
So
like meat.
it's just about your
Like I'm
sensory
not.
pleasure?
I mean, it's also we're kind of designed to eat meat in a
Okay,
way.
so just because I can do something, I have a fist here. I can make a fist, and it gives me great pleasure
Yep.
to sock people in the face that disagree with me. Do you think that that's a moral thing for me to do because I've evolved to be able to have a fist? Right.
No.
I should be responsible with this tool and only use it as a harmful tool against others if I need to, correct? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
100%.
why do you, what in your mind is separating other animals and human animals that makes it okay for us to farm other animals but not farm humans?
Well, the reason why we do animal, well, I technically with all animals, yeah, but like, the reason why we talk about other animals, the reason why we eat those is because sometimes we can't have overpopulation. Like that could
So how
damage the
did nature
ecosystem, that can
balance
damage the
before
environment.
humans?
I mean, it's also a different environmental now.
Yeah, it had its
Different
own
ever since
regulation
humans and all
system,
that.
didn't it? It
I
did.
think so.
So I think what the best thing is for us to first off stop going into wild territory for our benefits and focus on not looking at others that may be shaped different and have a different outlook on life as others that should be exploited. We should look at them as the someones that deserve respect just like we do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just enjoy it,
So
but
someone
I
who
can
maybe
understand.
enjoys graping others, I'm not saying you're a grapist, but I want to point out the similarity in your logic. Someone who grapes others doesn't care about their victims. They care about their pleasure only, and the repercussions can be whatever to the victim. Do you think that's a fair world to live in? Do you think the
Absolutely not.
rapist, regardless of how much pleasure they get from this, should stop? Right.
Yes.
Why do you think they should stop?
Because it's morally wrong to do
Okay,
that, or actually kind
why
of
is it
evil to do.
immorally wrong? Let's unpack that. Instead of saying it's just immorally wrong, what makes it immorally wrong?
Because I could mentally scar.
Yeah, that person's having an experience, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that experience matters more than the perpetrator's benefits, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But also depends on the way they
So if the
unalive the
rapist,
animal. Like sometimes it
knocks them out first, does that make it okay?
no
Exactly. So why
for
is it
human
okay
no.
for other animals?
Why is for other animals to get
Why is it
eaten? Are you
okay
saying?
to exploit other animals when we know we can do other things? We can eat other things, wear other things, etc. We don't need to use them. What makes this okay?
What makes it okay? That's a good question. What would be? I feel like it is okay because at the end of the day, they're going to
Okay,
get
stop for
eaten
a
by
second,
one
Parker.
other.
You're still thinking about your benefits after this individual dies. Imagine you're the one who's about to have this happen to you so that someone can lick your insides. They have alternatives. Would you rather they use the alternatives or use you and take everything from you?
Am I going to be aware
Yeah,
of it,
or you
or
might
am I
not
already
be.
dead?
Maybe you're not aware of it. Is that okay to do to you?
Am I already dead when
No.
this is
This is
happening?
the
Like
point that I'm
of my
saying.
knowledge?
We have
Oh
other
well, no.
animals that are sentient, not dead, they're alive, and we make them not alive anymore. Would you want that done to you, or would you rather be left alone to live your life how you want?
I would not want to be.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's
but
because you're a sentient being. Let's say you lose your ability to contribute to society. You lose your ability to think about
mm,
complex thoughts. You still are sentient, though. You're not brain dead. You care about yourself. You're still having experiences. You weigh those out. You prefer to stay comfortable. Is this a moment that we can take advantage of you? Does this make it okay for us to exploit you? All right. So
no.
then, if you were in that situation, what separates you from the other animals that we use that justifies this in your mind?
Well, I mean, technically, like, no matter what food we get, it all comes from things. Same thing with plants. Same thing
Why, it's
with
not the same thing with
other
plants. They're
plants are
living,
living.
but not sentient. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system.
I mean, they do
They
have a
don't.
nervous system.
There's
Depends on the plant.
no evolutionary benefit for plants to feel pain. Do you know why we feel pain?
Because we have, I forgot the like
No, but why
gains and
did
all
we
that stuff.
evolve to feel pain? Why did our version of life thrive and the other didn't?
We
No,
adapted
it wasn't about
more
adapt.
and we were
It's
smarter.
because I guess it is a type of adaptation, but it's not that we adapt. It's that we had a mutation that made us survive the environment better, and we moved away from harm. That was advantageous for us to move away from our attacker. To feel that pain is a sign. Hey, move, you're gonna die. Plants, they don't die just from getting eaten a little bit. They'll just keep growing. Maybe some of them won't be able to recover, but they don't have a preference. They're literally just a bunch of molecules bumping into each other in a certain pattern that happens to survive their environment. If they felt pain, what's the advent? Why would that version survive longer? They can't move away. So they have no evolutionary benefit to feeling pain. We do because we move away from our pain source. So plants do not feel pain. They don't make preferences. They're just existing.
But also, wouldn't like technically animals, everything on Earth is a living
So
thing like
again,
that we eat
sentience is what
technically.
matters. Sentience means you're having this ability to experience life. So things happen to you and you decide, do I like that or not? And then you can make a decision from there. That's what sentient beings do. And most sentient beings avoid harm and prefer to feel good, feel comfortable and safe. But we're all unique in our preferences. That's what also makes us sentient. We're just a unique individual that's experiencing life. Plants don't, they react all the same. They're not sentient individuals. It's just they're just a thing. Animals, we've watched them. So let's say we had a human that was nonverbal and low cognition. How would we know that they're sentient?
Because we can, I don't know the exact term, but you can, like, we can tell,
We
like, the
watch their
difference between a
behaviors.
human and an animal. Okay.
So if they react to things, that's how
And
we
what
know. When they change their behaviors because they feel some kind of suffering, we know that they care about themselves. That shows sentience. That's making a preference.
Yeah.
So we've done the same
Yeah.
thing with other animals. We know that they feel pain. We know that they avoid harm. When you watch slaughterhouse footage, they don't stand there for the knife. You know, they run away.
But, like, here's also a problem. When animals get too populated,
So again, Parker, put yourself
bad
in the
stuff can
victim's
happen sometimes.
perspective.
But
Humans are overpopulated. We're so overpopulated that many
almost,
of us are starving. Many of us are dying from
there's that
disease.
situation.
Many of us are getting hit by
Mhm.
cars. We're destroying the environments
That is true.
around us. Should we treat human overpopulation the way we treat other animal overpopulation?
I think we should take care of people,
Yeah,
yeah.
we should take care of them in their best interests. And we can work together on whatever environmental issues we need, but we should work together to help each other be well, right? We shouldn't be, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Population. So when it comes to other animals, the option shouldn't be that we take their life. It should be what can we do for their best interests that also like reduces our harm to each other. Like I understand that we're coming into contact, but we can do things. We could put up walls, right? We can garden indoors or grow vertically, right? We can change our way of living to be more harmonious with our neighbors. So it's not even just that they're overpopulating, it's that we're not caring about their best interest, right? So I've been talking a lot. You've been asking a lot of good questions. Now I'm curious, what's stopping you from leaving this conversation vegan?
I just, honestly, I really like a burger.
So do you think
really
that
do.
if your
I like a
oppressor
good
had a
burger.
taste pleasure preference, that it's okay for them to take your life so that they can get that preference from your body?
Am
You're
I already,
alive
well, I
right
mean, I
now.
eat
Do you
animals,
think it's
yeah.
okay they make you not?
I'm alive. Am I, like,
Parker,
in pain when they kill
no.
me?
You are
I'm
as you
sorry,
are.
I'm
I think
sorry.
you're now just being incredulous, and I think we're going to drop you.
Okay, I'm
No, you're
sorry,
not
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
This is a serious situation, you guys. Animals are losing everything every single second because of you, your demands specifically, your fault. And yes, that is a bit of a guilt trip, but you should feel that guilt. You're demanding someone lose
Where's the
everything.
truth?
Exactly. It's the truth.
Fact.
Precisely. It's just, if you were the victim, you would want it to be taken seriously as well.
It's so unnecessary again, like,
Unnecessary, and you wouldn't tolerate it.
and destructive to so
Exactly.
many.
There's so many. The main reason is to not victimize somebody, but there's so many perks. You can be healthier, the planet's greener, more room for everybody, all of us, human and other animals. Like, this heels in the dirt, you're hurting everybody just for your sensory pleasure. And it's fleeting. And you can get it from other things. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, are you willing to take the next one?
I mean, we're foodies.
I know, right?
I know you're a foodie. And I eat delicious food all day long. Like, it's not a problem, guys.
Exactly. Awesome. Are you willing to take the next one? Okay.
Sure.
Let me get you. All right. Walker.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes, I am.
Are you vegan?
No, I am not.
Do you know what veganism is?
Well, I mean, I heard y'all just explain it, like, protecting the animals, like, life because of their sentient value, something
It's
like
like-
that.
It's a stance against using other animals as objects, resources, or slaves. So, why aren't you vegan?
Well, first off, I think that, there are countless health benefits to eating meat. And I'm not saying that you can't, have a successful vegan diet, but it's a lot more accessible, like especially in, poor areas to like, eat meat. It's just cheaper in a lot of places and easier for a lot of people.
Wait. You're going in too many different directions. Let's stick it to like the first things you said first, and then we'll go, right? Because otherwise, I'll forget stuff. So you said, okay, one thing I'm gonna address first. Okay, the cheaper thing. It's interesting because it's actually the opposite. There's been a study that was done in 150 countries. It was from 2021, and they found that especially in Western countries, it was 30% cheaper to be vegan. And when it comes to like, other countries, like obviously we can work to make it more accessible to people, but still like everybody has access to like the cheapest goods in the store, which are like rice, lentils, legumes, vegetables, canned stuff, right? So what else did you mention?
I agree. Like you can get that stuff, but from a health point of view, I don't think it's healthy long term to only be eating those things. You'd have to heavily supplement a lot of the things you need to function day to day.
Okay, so it is a consensus across the medical field, basically. Like, if you want the studies, go to my YouTube, and in the live description, there's all the studies there if you're interested, or you can just Google it. So there's a ton of meta-analyses and peer-reviewed studies that basically prove, and also some done over decades, by the way, that show that you can actually thrive on a fully plant-based diet, all ages, athletes included, and you can actually like live longer, and you can prevent certain diseases and help manage them with a fully plant-based diet. Of course, it's like if it's well planned, like all diets, but it's really not hard to do. And when it comes to, like people have concern over the supplementation, the only thing you really need as a supplement as a vegan is B12, which non-vegans get as a supplement anyways, because B12 is a vitamin secreted by bacteria that's found in the soil. And so the animals that you consume would get that from the soil themselves. But anyways, like the soil is so depleted at this point that they cannot. So they are supplemented anyway. So you're just filtering the supplement. Not that supplements should be villainized because it just makes you healthier. But so vegans have actually been shown to have way more B12 than non-vegans because they have the supplement directly. And everybody should be supplemented in B12. By the way.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with supplementing. I think everyone should do it just because a lot of people don't eat healthy. But I just think that like, in the past, like if an animal's going to eat another animal, why can't we eat animals?
They also grape each other and eat their own babies.
Okay.
Does that mean that, that we should do it when we don't need to and we have the choice?
I just think that animals and people, while we are both sentient, we are not on the same level. Like humans are on the top of the food chain. And let's for existence, like hunters for deer season, there's a limit, and that's like, deers are.
Wait, you're going in too many directions again.
Sorry, I know I'm all over the place.
Okay. But, so first, the hunter thing. I assume you were going to talk about overpopulation. Is that what you mean, or is the limit? Which one?
Like the limit to keep the population controlled so that the environment can thrive.
Okay, that's one we're getting a lot today. Okay, so there's 80 billion land animals that are like enslaved for their flesh and secretions. 80 billion, not million, billion every year that are butchered as well. So obviously that's a huge overpopulation, right? So if we would just not breed them into existence, that would be a lot less overpopulation. Also, when it comes to like the concern with like deer overpopulating, really that problem surfaced because people started like human hunters would basically hunt predators and also the healthy individuals when like natural hunters. Natural predators. I'm talking about other animals. They basically would go for the sick and injured and the old ones and vulnerable, like the ones that wouldn't thrive. And so, like, that's much better, obviously, for the people, whatever. So, like, because we went for the predators, that obviously mess up the ecosystem. But if you would just leave it alone, it would just do its thing. Where like ecosystems do not need humans to fix them; they just need them to leave them alone because we are the ones to mess them up in the first place with our overpopulation. And so, because we are overpopulated, does that mean that it's okay for like us to like unalive or use other humans as objects?
No, absolutely not.
So why are we doing that to other sentient animals?
Because I feel in the long run it would hurt humans. Like I understand, like y'all are going to disagree with me, but I think that we are a higher priority than animals are.
I'm not asking you to not prioritize humans more. I'm asking you to leave them alone.
Yeah, sorry, let me gather my thoughts.
That's okay.
I feel like even if we did leave them alone, would that not, again, like I feel like that would inevitably lead to overpopulations. Like I don't know about any of the rest of the world, but like especially where I am.
The way that ecosystems work is really like if there is too much of an animal, they will like end up not having enough food, and they will basically regulate themselves like that. Like ecosystems are just very efficient in that sense. We are the ones screwing them up by hunting predators and healthy individuals. So also something that's cool to know is that if that's based on studies, by the way. Like if we were to go fully plant-based overnight, we could free 70% of agricultural land because this land is used for crops for the animals that you consume. And it takes way less crops to feed humans directly because think about it, these animals, like it's a lifetime of feeding them, obviously. So like it takes a lot of crops and resources. So it would just like solve a lot of problems, But like put yourself in the victim's point of view. I don't remember the other points you brought up. Maybe we'll come back. But why, like, would any of these objections or justifications, would they actually justify you being used as an object, resource, or slave when it's unnecessary?
It would not, but again, I think there's a big difference between people and animals.
What is it?
Humans didn't build up what we have, animals didn't build up what we have today. Humans did. Like what we have today, like an animal couldn't have done that. An animal is just going to live, and then a couple of years, then it's going to die.
Okay, why is that relevant?
Humans are capable of so much more.
Why is that relevant?
And so I don't think it would be worth. I'm not saying that. I just disagree, I guess. Like obviously humans shouldn't be used this way, but we're humans.
Yeah, but you're just saying because we have more capabilities, right?
Correct.
But that's an ableist mindset. Like why does it matter if you're more capable than someone else? Why would that justify using them as an object?
Because now I'm not saying every animal, I'm just saying that, like, cows, chickens, we use them to sustain us.
We don't need to.
Okay, so what would happen today if we stopped? If like no more eggs, no more beef, no more meat, what would happen?
Well, obviously it's not going to happen overnight, but if it did, we would have to probably, because wouldn't have, or maybe we would have the resources to take care of them until they died, but probably not. So we would kill them, right? But that's much better than carrying on with their enslavement and their, use as objects, whatever, for generations, right? That's very imperfect, but it's not going to happen like that. It's going to be supply and demand, so there's going to be less of them being bred into existence, right?
I mean, in the long, yes, I agree with what you're saying. I just disagree in general, I guess.
But you have to give me the morally relevant trait that makes it okay to do what we're doing to other animals, but not humans, because otherwise it's just an in-group thing, which you could justify all the horrible things that we're doing to minorities with that logic. For example, you're just not in my group. Like, you're not white, you're not a man, whatever. Like, and that's why I can do whatever I want to you, you know?
Well, I'm talking about like humans as a group. We don't treat humans the way that, you know, we don't slaughter humans for food. We slaughter animals for food. And like, yes, I like do think that some of these like places that like, you know, some of these places that raise these chickens or the GMOs, like, it's disgusting.
But what is the trait then? What is the thing that makes it okay to do what we're doing to other animals but not humans?
Because it sustains us.
But we don't have to.
It sustains so many people.
But we don't have to. Obviously.
Our bodies were like originally designed. We are basically designed to eat meat. It's just part of what we do. Now we can't eat plants, obviously. Just like,
okay,
there's like, but so, I just feel it. Go ahead.
There's new research showing that actually humans have evolved to eat mostly plant-based because it's a very hard thing to, like, I mean, hunting takes a lot of energy and it's dangerous, stuff like that. Anyways, so it doesn't really matter really how we came to be, because our ancestors, when you think about it, they were just trying to survive in all sorts of environments, right? What really matters, I guess, is like more of concern about health, perhaps. And so that also speaks to our design, I guess, if you want to talk about it. But since we know and evidence shows that we actually, like, vegans tend to live longer, based on research, like, it's not just me saying it, and we can also prevent diseases this way, doesn't that show that our body can thrive, you know?
No, I'm not saying it can't. Like, I'm not saying it can't thrive.
But that's
like,
the whole point.
It's just like, again, I just disagree. Like, I think that it's perfectly fine to eat animals. Like, I don't think
because you're not a victim.
Right, because no one's slaughtering us because we're humans. Now, I'm not saying that the humans don't slaughter other humans, but we don't see, like, let's flip it. Like, again, a wolf's gonna eat like I don't know, whatever wolves eat.
And they're gonna grape others as well. They're gonna do horrible things. But does that mean you're justified in doing that to someone else?
I'm not doing it to a person. I'm doing it. We're eating animals. Humans and animals are just not the same.
Is it okay to do whatever to another animal? Is it okay to torture them because they're tortured in nature?
No, because that's inhumane.
Exactly, and we have a choice. They don't.
Correct.
So put yourself in the victim's position for a second, because you're not doing that. Like, just, if you were the one that saw the house about to have your throat slit, how would you feel about this conversation? I know they cannot be in this conversation, but so can't kids, so it doesn't really matter. I'm talking about, like, you are the one whose throat is being slit. Is there a justification to do that to you when obviously we can be vegan as humans?
To me, no, but kids and cows are different.
But if someone does not understand what's happening to them, is it okay to grape them, unalive them, etc.?
It is not okay to rape an animal.
Yeah, but, like, it's the same mindset. Like, if you don't understand what is happening to you intellectually, that doesn't mean that you're not being butchered and feeling pain, and also that you're not attached to your life, right? That you don't have interests of your own.
I understand what y'all are saying. I disagree, so I'm not out.
You can't just say that, though, because there's a victim on the other side, so you have to justify it.
Right, but the victim is an animal. It's an animal, not a person. If it was a person, it'd be a different conversation.
You haven't given me a morally relevant trait, though, because we are saying that it's not okay because they are all sentient and we can't thrive without using them. So why would intelligence matter? We already addressed that. Well, let's not go back to what we already addressed, but, like, there's no morally relevant trait that makes it okay to do that to someone else. It's just because you're not going to be the victim because you're a human. So to you, it's okay if it's another group. But that's not an okay thing. Just because it's not going to happen to you, that doesn't make it okay. You know what I mean?
Like, if it was a person, yes, but it's an animal. Like, people, I feel like we have so much value. We as humans have value. Animals.
I'm not asking you
have
to
value.
value them. I'm asking you to leave them alone. Why do they need to have value to you to be left alone?
Again, sustainability for us. Again,
Human
we're going in
slavery
circles
would
here.
actually increase
Well, yeah, but
sustainability.
But that is morally wrong because they are people.
But it's not true. Anyway, sustainability, like animal
It's not
slavery,
true that
is in the top 3 causes of environmental destruction and climate change. So it's the opposite, which is really cool.
Sorry, say that one more time.
Animal agriculture is in the top 3 causes of environmental degradation and climate change.
And what are the top 2?
No. Top 3.
I'm asking what the top 2 are, like 2 above that.
Transport, and I don't remember. Doesn't matter. You can look it up. You know, you don't have to.
It's like why would we not stop that to help the environment? Why don't we
You
just
can go
stop?
vegan. You can do everything you want. But like, I'm just saying, if that's a concern, which is a valid concern to have, it's not really. It's the opposite, actually. That's true. It's okay if you don't know these things. By the way, I'm just challenging you right now because there's a victim on the other side of your choices, and it's completely unnecessary. We were non-vegans before, by the way. We get it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't know why he left.
Well, just if you're still here, how many animals will have to be used as objects, resources, or slaves until the day you do go vegan?
Maybe he felt, I don't know. He did say it was a circle, but it's more like, well, we're trying to say there's no difference. Like there's differences, but morally speaking.
But also, we've already had addressed things, and then he came back to it when he had agreed that. I understand it's okay because, like, to some degree, because like it's a new thing for you. I understand it, but it's such a grave issue that you are making happen that does not need to happen. That obviously it is a very triggering subject because it obviously it triggers shame when you understand that you're doing that to someone else. We understand that's how we went vegan.
Yep.
So. It is going to be a difficult conversation, but you have to stop right now. It's just what it is, you know. And it's not for us. Again, we're just spokespeople for the animals.
Yeah. Awesome. Well done. Even though he left in a huff.
That's not a bad sign necessarily.
Actually, I was one of those people, and I feel like those that are yelling the loudest are the ones that go check it out because they want to be right. So they go check out the information, and then they're like, oh. Oops. Maybe I need to change some things.
Yeah, and we were wrong too. Like, it's okay. And sometimes we're wrong in the way we say things or whatever. Like, we're not. It's just for the animals, guys. It's not about you or me being right. It's about the animals.
Herbivorous, I don't know if you saw my message. I just see you still in the request. It's fine if you just left it there. I just wanted to let you know we're not bringing up friendlies today. Oops, maybe in the future we will. But today I just wanted to keep it just us so that it's a little just simple going back and forth. All right. Tyler. Hey,
Hello?
are you over 18?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Are you vegan?
I have a question.
All right, real quick before you throw your question at me, what do you understand veganism to mean?
You guys support animal rights and that you don't eat anything meat or any animal products at all.
Kind of getting close to it. So veganism comes from an ethical position to not want to demand other animals be exploited. We recognize that they're sentient just like we are, which means we're having our own subjective experience and just want to live to have that next positive experience. Okay, go ahead and shoot your question at me.
So why can the rats eat my skin while I'm sleeping?
So you didn't want to have a serious conversation?
No, I do. Wait, what about the people in the desert? I live in a desert. I can only eat animals. There's no plants.
Is this what you found on Google?
No, this is how I live. This is how I live. I live in the middle of the
Tyler,
desert.
Why are you not vegan?
Because I live in a desert
what is veganism?
and all I have to eat. Veganism is you guys don't eat animals.
Dude. I mean, I gave you the definition. I think you're up here to just mess around, and I don't care to waste my time with you. I'd actually rather just talk to the chat than talk to you. So, yeah, exactly. I do agree with that. Hands up. I don't have high hopes. Are you over 18? Hello? Okay.
Hello?
No. You got to be over 18. I'm not going to talk to children. See, Tyler, you're still being disingenuous in the chat. What is veganism? It has nothing to do with water use. So why are you going on about water use? I'm not here defending water use. I'm here defending innocent, vulnerable, sentient beings. And it's not that they need these qualifiers, it's that they're sentient. That's what matters. The only qualifier. Why is go ahead.
Also, when you look at the, because it's a fair concern to have, which obviously doesn't have anything to do with veganism, but like when you look at the water use for animal agriculture versus AI, it's ridiculous how much it takes animal agriculture versus AI. Just look it up, you'll see how ridiculous it is. So if you're worried about water use, it's just a great benefit again to just leave other animals alone. Not that you should do it for that reason only, but
it is an absolute cool perk. All right, let's bring up Santiago. Hey, are you over 18? Hello? Are you another child? Okay. So you got to be over 18, and we would love to talk to you. If you're under 18, go ask your guardian why you shouldn't go on adult panels. Appreciate it. You can hang out in the chat, but I really don't want to talk to you. So just to be clear, veganism is an ethical principle to not want to demand another individual, even though they're a different species, shape, gender, skin color, whatever. We don't want to demand another animal be exploited for us because we're an animal. We're sentient. We don't want to be exploited. So what would make using the arbitrary trait of species change the fact that they care about themselves? It wouldn't. Just like our skin color doesn't change the fact that we care about ourselves. Where we come from, what gender we are. So we're here talking about why, okay, Rick and Morty, whatever. I'm going to mute you. You don't need to spam what you're doing. You can just come up like an adult and talk to us. And if you're under 18, you need to grow up a little bit. Stop being an immature butt. Would you do this for to people who are advocating for other humans? Sit there and brag about how you exploit other humans and how you enjoy it and that you're going to keep doing it regardless of the harm it does to these other beings for humans? Let's look at YouTube. How you doing over here, YouTube? Anybody who's not vegan, click on the link that's pinned in the chat. It'll bring you here to TikTok. You'll be in Lucy's page. Follow her and then hit the red circle around her face. It'll bring you right into the live. Yeah.
Thanks so much. It will help tremendously.
Yeah, so come on over.
Because I need to be able to live with another person as well.
Let's get Lucy live. I see fishing starts here. Animals do not have the same capacity mentally, psychologically, or emotionally. Those are all under the category of mentally. But even if somebody lacked the capacity to be the average, does that mean now they're fair game to be exploited? No. Exactly. Moral agents. Many people don't understand what a moral agent is. So we, as agents, we have the rights to freedom and well-being and As moral agents, we understand that as agents, we deserve that. As moral agents, though, we recognize we have an advantage over somebody. Somebody's vulnerable, and we understand that there's consequences to our actions. We know if we harm somebody, that's uncomfortable for them, and that we should avoid doing that. So if we do that action anyway, we should be held accountable. That's what a moral agent is. Like a parent to a child. Don't you think that a parent, although, yes, they have power over the child, they have dominion, if you will, over the child, does that give them the right to exploit that child? To use them for their own benefit, not in the child's best interests?
I think there's someone
Oh,
in
yes.
the queue.
You should be able to bring up people too. So if I'm just yapping, please, you're welcome to just bring them up. If you're, oh yeah, I forgot. We had the issue with the buttons last time. Are you able to figure it out?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Actually,
It
I don't
should to
think
you
so.
look like where the request button was. You should be able to click that same button and it shows you who's requesting up. No?
It's not
Okay, no
doing
worries,
it
no
for
worries. I'll bring
me.
them up.
I just have my camera
Do you
and
want to talk to
stuff.
them? Okay, no worries, no worries.
Not
That's fine.
yet.
Strange
Still.
times. Are you over 18?
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
are
I'm
you
over
vegan?
18.
Okay,
No,
and
I'm
then
not
real quick,
vegan.
what do you understand veganism to mean?
So it's my understanding that it's the philosophy of doing as little harm as possible to animals. Is
Almost.
that
And
right?
it's easy to get it confused with that. It's not a harm reduction movement. It's actually a rights movement. So we're standing up saying these individuals are sentient beings. They're actually a someone. They're an individual, a collection of unique preferences, having a experience of life, weighing that out, and usually wanting to remain comfortable and avoid harm.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to
Yeah.
explain that.
So what's stopping you?
I have a question
Okay.
about veganism. So, it seems that like there's a lot of TikTokers here that are on this platform that try to promote veganism, and I've seen them like pretty much every day. Everybody that's just calling in is trolling them. They're saying the most wild things. They're saying like, "Oh, I'm going to eat 20 McDoubles because of this, and it's going to cancel it," stuff like that. So I'm honestly just wondering. I mean, like, I did a little bit of research, and it seems that only like 5% of the population are actually vegan or practice some sort of like vegetarianism. That's 5% worldwide, and I just get the feeling that you guys aren't really winning hearts and minds. So unless like you're making like a lot of really good money doing this
Okay, are you
TikTok
done
stuff,
being an
it
arrogant
seems
ass?
like a lot of
Thank you.
mental anguish.
Okay. So before we had the Civil War in America, less than 3% of the unenslaved population wanted liberation for those that were enslaved. Less than 3%. It was that 3% that stood up against everyone else, that fought back like we are right now, talking to people on the streets in any way they could. Do you think that they were only
unless we
doing
give.
it for shits and giggles, or do you think they were fighting for
Well,
something?
first of all, I'm not
I don't
talking
know
about
if I even
slavery.
want to talk to you honestly. You're not an honest actor. You came up here to be an
Oh
arrogant
no!
Oh no! Did you fall off something? Catch yourself. Sounds like you might have dropped your brain. Split splat.
It is growing fast. There's millions every year. I don't
Yeah.
remember how many, but there's millions of new vegans
Yep.
every year.
Actually, they're finding that.
Not
sorry, go
that.
ahead.
I mean, people are selfish. It's not that crazy of a concept
No.
either. But people will follow the crowd unless it hurts them or whatever. The people who tend to go vegan are people who actually have empathy, and also people who value justice, things like that. It's not that many people. But then again, we don't need that many people to actually make headway, because if you just you just need a certain percentage of the population for the rest to follow. That's how social movements work. And when you look at all great social movements in history, like feminism or anti-racism, I mean, it's still going, obviously, but it has improved a lot. They have made great headway. And that started with a few individuals. It takes time. So yeah, that wasn't very smart. But also how interesting to value the rights of certain individuals based on how their oppressors are willing to grant them to these victims. That's okay. Yes,
Yep,
people are crap. What
exactly.
can I say?
Which is why I was drawing that, similarity between human slavery, because obviously a majority of the population was for it, and it was that tiny percent, like you said. It doesn't take much. It's just that little percent can make a huge change. That's how we've seen every rights movement suddenly take off. So we're just doing the same things that every rights movement has done in the past, and it will get there. We're seeing the change. We're maintaining with the population. That's going against all these big businesses. That's why we still have these large. It's just like big oil. There's a handful of corporations that want you to think you need their product, and their product is exploitation of somebody else. You can, and like all these people that talk about human rights, they're just spitting out lip service because they're not actually sorry, I'll take the pressure off you. They're not actually demanding human exploitation, and therefore they don't have to change their lives because there's human exploitation. But as soon as it becomes, oh, this is the same exploitation, but I actually demand this now, oh, this is holier than thou stuff. Like, no, it's easy for you to remove your participation in this, and that tiny bit of change, because we're humans, change is scary, but you're letting that win. You're letting fear drive your life, and somebody's paying the cost for that. Like, this is what being an adult is. Sometimes doing the right thing isn't the easiest thing. But if you're the victim, what do you want your oppressor to do? Suck it up or just whine about it and use you anyway? Like, that's really what you have to ask yourself. Okay, we've got bait waiting. Do you want to take this one? Are you still chilling?
Sure, I'll go do this one.
Yo,
Are you over 18?
no, I'm 17, but like I wanna learn more about veganism.
Wait, he's
Trying to
17.
say it. But like I wanna learn.
My bad. Sorry.
Sorry, we can't. It's TikTok rules. TikTok rules. You can stay
you can hang
around.
out in the chat. There's vegans in there too that will answer your questions.
Yeah. TikTok won't let us. They'll take the live down. Hi, are you over 18?
Oh, he's still loading in, I guess. Oh, there he is.
Hi, are you over 18?
Fuck you, nigger! I will rip!
That's
Absolutely
a child.
is a child. TikTok is
Oh my
delayed
God,
in the
go grow
buttons
up.
too. Like, I'll hit it and they still have moments, so I have to almost be. That's why sometimes I mute people on accident, because you have to be so ready because TikTok is so delayed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Broccoli.
I'm worried about the live being taken
Yeah,
down.
yeah, we're fine right now. I haven't gotten any warnings, so we're good so far.
Hi.
Broccoli.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yeah, I'm 36.
Okay, are you vegan?
No.
What do you think veganism is?
To like avoid supporting like animal or like captivity, exploitation, harming and killing sentient beings.
Pretty much. It's the sense against the use of other animals as objects, slaves, and resources. So, why aren't you vegan?
So I believe if you were to be consistent, then you would have to cull all carnivores.
Wait, can you repeat, please?
Because to be logically consistent, you'd have to cull all carnivores.
Oh, no. No, because they don't have a choice and we do, right? They grape each other, they eat their own babies, but like, they don't have a choice. And we can.
Yeah.
It's really, veganism is really about humans, not exploiting other animals. Although I understand where the confusion will come in. But, so why
No,
aren't you
I mean
vegan?
it would just be logically consistent, wouldn't it? You know, like I don't know, like would you say like let's say there was you know, an indigenous tribe, you know, like that has solely been surviving and thriving off only human meat flesh. Would you then invite them into your home and facilitate that just like we do with, like, let's say, cats. You know.
Wait, what? What? Can you repeat, please? Because I didn't get that. Would I invite a cannibal?
Okay, so you know how we have like cats as pets.
Yeah.
What I'm asking, you know, you would say like, let's feed a cat, you know, cat food, which is, you know, the exploitation, harm, captivity, and killing of of sentient beings. Would you say that it would be okay if, like, let's say the cat was a different type of breed of human that's been living on some weird coastal region that we'd only recently found out that was...
Wait, I think I get what you mean, though. If it's okay, I think you mean that since we're feeding cats animals.
Yeah.
What does that? Okay. So yeah,
I'm trying to draw a parallel to say, like, okay, but like in its, you know, its dumbest form, would you say?
Yeah, but
that,
just let me answer it, please.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was just trying to simplify it. That's all.
Yeah, well, and I appreciate it. I think, yeah. So basically, there are vegan alternatives. Okay, I know that there are carnivores, but there are vet approved like pet foods for dogs and cats that have all the profile of what they need. And so you can do that as a vegan. Of course, it's a very imperfect solution right now because it's kind of hard sometimes to access it. But of course, that is what it means to be vegan in a non-vegan world. We are the pioneers. And so when there's going to be more and more vegans, it's going to be easier and easier to access those things. So really, yeah, it is an imperfect solution for that. But
so what I'm asking you is, if you are a vegan and you have a cat, but you're feeding it the cut up corpses of captive, harmed, exploited individuals, can you call yourself a vegan?
I would say you are exploiting just the same. So I would say it's not a vegan thing. So, you know, I understand that it's such a difficult situation because people have, you know, they rescue these animals or adopt them or whatever, and then they go vegan, and then it's like, what the hell do I do? Because I mean, they can get the vegan feed, but sometimes it's not accessible.
When you say what the hell do I do, I mean, it makes it doesn't. It's not so much of a moral dilemma as you're making it out to be.
If you can access the feed for your cat, it's not. But if you cannot get it shipped to you,
even if let's say said cat would not eat anything else, it would still be a net positive to allow that cat to delete itself for the sake of 1,000 other animals.
But you know what? This is like a kind of a conversation that we can have as vegans. Are you vegan?
Yeah.
You are? I asked you if you were, and you said yes.
I know, but I know you weren't allowing me to have this conversation if I told you I was vegan for 10 years.
Let's not, because we're not here for that. It's a waste of time. We can have this conversation
now you won't
spaces.
Speak to me now.
Yeah.
It's for other spaces, this conversation. It's an important one, but we're not there yet. We need more vegans to make that better.
Exactly.
Just don't lie, guys. That's really lame. Come on.
So I see there's 2 vegans in the request. We're not taking other vegans right now just because we're trying to just follow ops. You guys are all, well, I don't know Vegan King with the J for their icon, but Sierra Vegan Foodie, please go check her out. She's an amazing animal rights activist, and she covers all the different alternatives that you could try. Not all of them, but she covers a lot of them. She tests them out, tells you what she thinks of them, and she's got an honest opinion. And everything that I've honestly gotten that she's tried, I love. So I really do trust her opinion on taste of things. But I just wanted to let you vegans know. Sorry. Just us today. Yeah, we don't want to have any vegans up here, Broccoli. I wasn't sure. I know you were saying something earlier. I'm not really familiar with your name. I'm sorry. I just didn't know if you were vegan or not. So I'm sorry, Lucy. I did that to you. I didn't.
We're here to talk to non-vegans. Let's talk about this in other spaces.
Okay. Because I can only eat certain foods. Belly, do you want to come up and talk to us about it? Oh, sorry, I didn't have my camera on. You want to come down and talk about it? I actually didn't even hear his last comment. What was his comment?
I think he said like we need to talk about it or something like that, which I agree, but this is not the space for that.
Oh no,
That's all.
I didn't even hear what his point was because I was reading a few comments at the moment, so I kind of missed what his ending thing was.
Oh, the whole thing. It was like basically
just the
cats
cat
are
thing.
carnivores, so you're not vegan. You know, it's like okay, but like this will improve when we
Exactly.
have
It's
more
like,
vegans.
Are
The
you vegan? If
accessibility
you're
of it.
vegan, then why don't you have this in private conversations? Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Like it's an important conversation, sure, but
Yeah,
like not here.
First, you go vegan. And I actually even said this in the comments. Even if you had to feed your companion flesh, right? That's a necessity situation. You can still live vegan. You can still make choices to not buy cosmetics tested on somebody. You can choose to not go to the circus, zoo, aquarium, right? You can choose to not purchase leather. So
Sure, but it's a crap situation anyways because it's like
no, it's crap.
What the hell are you supposed to do? But if you can access the cat food, you like the
as
vegan.
a vegan, this is what I would do.
You
As
should
a
get it.
vegan, I'm gonna purchase every single vegan cat food I can find, and I'm gonna try every way I can to help my companion thrive without demanding others. If it came to some situation where I have to cross that principle to protect them, I would cross that principle to save my baby because I have a value system now. This is my family. But that doesn't make it right. I'm still choosing speciesism, right? That victim doesn't want to lose their life, but it's a necessity situation where someone you care about. What I would say is live vegan and demand other vegan alternatives. Even the ones we currently have, I have heard that some people, like, their cats are picky. Sometimes they eat it, sometimes they don't. But the point is, you as a vegan don't want it as an excuse. You're trying to eliminate it from your life as much as possible. That's that practicability. Sorry, I mispronounced it.
I knew someone who would feed their cats like the scraps from a restaurant.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, you find other solutions if you can. You're gonna do because you understand that animal is a someone. They don't deserve to be or have their life taken. So
yeah, and do activism because the more vegans we have, the less this will be an issue.
If you have to take medication that you knew was tested on somebody till they died, advocate for those that you now have put in the position of exploitation. Be like, we need another option. This is not fair. So, yeah. It's a really gross part of our world, but it doesn't mean that, like, it's an appeal to nirvana, right? That we need this perfect world before we can make change. It's like, just do everything you literally can.
He was vegan.
And to bring it up on a vegan live is honestly, I'm questioning, are you vegan? Because it almost sounds like you're trying to be a token for the non-vegans, right? They're gonna, he got him.
Yeah.
And they're gonna use you now as an excuse to continue to exploit animals needlessly and not even look for solutions. So to me, that's just someone that's not a vegan. You don't sound vegan, Broccoli. All right. Jaden Neal. Did you want to take the next one or was that?
No, you can go ahead if you want to.
Are you over 18? Okay. Yes. Are you vegan? Okay, you're really quiet. Is there a way you can become a little louder?
Can you hear me?
No, you just sound really distant. I mean, we can hear you, so we could probably go with it. All right. So you said you're over 18. What do you understand veganism to mean? When you get back, I see you, Teacup. You're probably fixing your audio.
Can you hear me at all now?
It's about the same, but if I put my headphones on fully, I can hear you. So what do you understand veganism to mean?
You can give me your definition.
Okay, so when we talk about it, we're saying that we don't want to demand someone who may be another species who's having their own subjective life to be exploited or used unfairly for our benefit when we don't have to demand that of them. So essentially, I don't want to demand someone else's exploitation. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I feel that way because I don't want to be exploited and I'm sentient. Even if I lost my sapience, I would still want to be respected. So for you, what is it in your mind that might separate us from other animals that justifies this difference in treatment?
Yeah, I just have an ethical worldview where I just don't grant animals the same moral
Isn't that
value as
convenient
humans.
though? Just for you? Isn't that just really convenient?
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
convenient.
So that's very similar to other types of in-group think, where you're saying, even though you're sentient, you're not a part of my group. So I'm going to hold a prejudice against you. I'm going to pick some arbitrary trait and say you're lesser than me, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's arbitrary. You have to draw the line
Do you?
somewhere.
So why do
Yeah.
you need to use animals?
Well, pretty much any way that you're going to eat, you're going to have to unalive animals, right? Like if you want
No.
to have a farm,
So we can grow.
you have to kill
Jaden,
small
I
rodents.
understand you watch the Joe Rogan podcast, but the thing is, we can grow veganically. We can farm veganically. Farmers are not vegan, so they're not going to do the vegan thing. But it is possible to not use pesticides and have to go pew animals in the fields. Farmers would actually prefer to not have to do that. It's a nuisance, right? It's actually a benefit if we could keep them out completely without harming them and wasting energy on focusing on taking them out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been given evidence that a farmer can do that.
We could grow indoors. We can grow with bigger walls. The biggest thing we can do is live a plant-based life because we actually reduce the land use that we need, and all the animals can go live in the wild. We could literally save the land equivalency of USA plus Brazil. So all those other animals
I mean,
can live out in the wild.
How many millions of
Jaden, are you
acres
gonna-
across
are
the
you gonna
globe do we have to use for agriculture?
Focusing on crop deaths?
I'm saying it's not practical to
It
have
is.
all
So
farming
there's a study
indoors.
called Reducing Food's Environmental Impacts Through Producers and Consumers. It's actually a meta-analysis. I misspoke. It's the largest meta-analysis on this subject, in fact. They found that we dedicate 83% of our agricultural land to raising and feeding other animals. And if we stop doing that, we could reduce our ag land use by 75% and still feed a population of 10 billion people full diets.
Yeah, but you said indoors.
Jaden, what did I
we'd have to
just tell
build
you?
incredibly
What did I
large
just tell you?
that we would reduce agricultural land use.
75% and feed. How many people exist on the planet right now? Yeah,
8 billion.
almost 8.5. How many did I say we could feed on a plant-based planet? I said 10
everybody?
billion.
Yeah, but I mean, what's 25% of all the agricultural land right now?
You're
That's
being
still a huge amount of
disingenuous now.
construction we're gonna
I
have
just
to do.
told you it's hella sustainable. We could give land back to the wild animals. We can farm in sustainable ways. Do you think that if you were the slave, you were the one being exploited, that the environment needs to be attended to first, or should you be liberated?
Well, I'm a human, right? So I have
What would
different
you
moral
want?
value. I don't think humans
What
should be
would you
enslaved.
want?
I would want
You
to
would want to
not
be
enslaved.
liberated. What if they're him and Han and their alternatives are not as good as you? Does that justify them continuing
If
to
what?
enslave you?
You said if what?
The
I'm sorry, I couldn't
alternatives
hear you.
for your oppressors are not as good as what they use you for. Should they keep using you or suck it up and deal with the alternatives?
Who would be
Doesn't
my
matter.
oppressors? Other humans?
Answer my question. Answer my
It does
question or I
matter.
drop you.
Well,
Answer my
I have
question.
I have
Answer
higher
my
moral
question or I
value.
drop you.
I'm
So
answering it.
because they have external value of you or because you have inherent value?
I give myself value.
It's called inherent. Do you know what that means? What does
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I
inherent
give
mean?
myself
What
value.
does
I don't give
inherent
animals
mean?
value.
Means you're
It's like
born with
arbitrary,
it,
I give it
silly.
to
You're
myself.
born with it. You have inherent rights to not be exploited because you care about yourself. Don't you agree? That's
How do you
what
know that?
inherent value is. You care about yourself. What is inherent value?
No, I'm saying, am I valuable to myself, or am I valuable no matter what?
Man, 2 peanut husks. I'm telling you, 2 peanut husks. When you get to this level of disingenuity, I don't want to talk to you anymore. This is no longer us talking about someone's rights. This is you trying to compensate for something. Like, listen, it's okay that you're hearing something from someone you don't genuinely want to hear something from. Go look into our resources. Go to antianimaluse.org. Go watch the documentary Dominion 2018. If you're so tough and you think you're so right, go watch what actually happens to these individuals. This is standard practice. Standard, not the one-offs of abuse. Standard. This is what we'll be talking about, inherent. So this, in this system, you cannot separate it. It is it's the main part of this system, agriculture, animal agriculture, is to enslave someone. You cannot separate that exploitation, just like with human slavery.
Exactly.
It
That's
scares
so
me
true.
that these people walk among us because these same excuses are what those YT supremacists were saying. And it was equally as wrong.
Well, still are.
Exactly. You can literally hear them say it. It's disgusting. And you're using their rhetoric. It's embarrassing for you because this is all on the internet and will be there until the internet is lost. And those in the future, hopefully, if they have access to that, they will laugh at you. They will look at you in shame. That's what I did when I looked at the history books, those people that would mock those that were trying to, just live in their societies. Yeah.
It's so interesting because when you look at like how you can make a lot of comparisons between human enslavement and non-human animal enslavement by humans. It's insane, the comparisons. I made a whole video, by the way, on my YouTube channel. It's pinned, and so many of the objections that non-vegans give unknowingly are exactly actually the same as what the human supremacists use for human slavery. It's unbelievable. Like humane, let's do it humanely, or they are thriving because of us, or I don't know, they're not like us, it's okay to do that to them. The Bible,
Oh my gosh,
so many things.
exactly.
It's crazy.
Your videos actually are the reason why I focus on that perspective so hard, because I'm like, it really is the same thing. It's just that humans, we
Yeah.
focus on different things. So yeah, we have this maybe another layer added to it, but you couldn't say which one's worse, right? They equally have reasons why they could be worse. Animals living in the present don't understand
Yeah.
there's an end to things, right? To them, this is a forever hell. At least we can cope with, I'm not saying again that they have different reasons for being terrible.
Yeah, it's different injustices, but there are a lot
Exactly.
of parallels that are. It's just shockingly similar. Like the more I learn about it, it's just
I know, and
blows my
like I
mind.
said, your videos,
Even like black
your
women were
videos,
used.
yeah.
Thank you. Even black women were enslaved. Like they were used for their breast milk. They didn't have a choice. They had to, without consent, give their owner the breast milk they had actually because they had a kid. They had to breastfeed the owner's kid.
I remember you making that
That's
post. So I was
crazy.
like,
that's.
I didn't know that until you actually posted it. So I went and researched it, and
Yeah, there's so many
that's
things like that.
Stomach turning.
The branding, even hunting. They would hunt black people as well, and they would use their remains as like trophies. So many things.
So true.
I have a video on my channel if you're
Please
interested
go look
in that.
at it. It really, Lucy makes great content, and she makes it so clear and simple, and it's not messy. It's so simple and clear. It's just straightforward. So we have.
I think it's a very good, efficient way to talk about veganism.
Yeah. So Bella is in the request. I think we had them up. Are they a child? Should I bring them up? Oh, okay. I see them down here. I'll bring them up. Do you want to talk to them? Okay.
Sure.
Oop, I hit the button. Sorry. See, I get too happy with my finger. Oh, that sounds.
Hi, are you over 18?
Yes.
Are you vegan?
No.
Do you know what veganism is?
It's like eating vegetables and not eating animals.
It's the stance against the use of other animals as objects, resources, or slaves. So why aren't you vegan?
Because I don't eat vegan foods.
Is that why?
What?
Is that why you aren't vegan?
Yeah, I don't eat vegan foods.
Well then do. But you do though. You eat bread, you eat like vegetables, fruits, right?
No, I
Fries.
don't eat. I don't eat vegetables or fruits.
What? Sorry.
Yeah, I don't eat vegetables or fruits.
Okay, but you're not doing something doesn't mean that, like, what's preventing you from doing that thing? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, what prevents me is food allergies and an eating disorder that I have.
Okay.
Where I have a very restricted diet due to
Okay.
extreme sensory issues to foods and taste and textures.
There are vegans who deal with that. That could be very helpful to you if you just look up on internet. You probably would find them. But like, yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a
I
lot of
can't
ways you
handle
can.
other foods besides my safe foods right now.
Well, let me tell you things first. Okay, so there are ways you can manage that because there is a victim on the other end of that. I know that for you it would be harder, but it's also just like a change in your lifestyle because there are like
Yeah, I
vegans, for
can't
example, with
handle
IBS.
changes in life
Could I
very
ask a
well.
question? Real quick, just Bella, do you think others that don't have your condition have an obligation to live vegan?
No,
Why?
because it's everyone's own personal choice.
I'll leave it to you, Lucy.
What about the victim's choice? What about them?
Who?
The animals.
What about the animals?
What about them? They are being butchered. It's not a personal choice if it involves a victim, right?
Huh? What?
I don't think this
Yeah,
is
I feel like
going.
they're an honest person, so we'll go ahead and drop them. We have someone else though, if you want to take the next person.
But if you look it up, there's a lot of vegans who have these things, and sometimes people actually go fully plant-based because it helps manage their diseases and their problems. So yeah, there's vegans with vegan. There's vegans with eating disorders. There are vegans with IBS. There are vegans with anything, and fully plant-based people like that as well. And these like. There's a lot of data that says that basically like it helps you live longer and prevent diseases as well and help manage some. So it could actually help you out, but like you got to look it up because I'm not an expert on that because I don't have to deal with that, unfortunately. Fortunately for me.
Where it comes from is you're vegan, right? And you're suddenly realizing I don't want to cause animals to be suffering for me. You don't use your obstacle as an excuse. You try to find ways around your obstacle, like we were talking about with the vegan cat situation, right? It's about trying to find any way that you can, and instead you don't even recognize that the animals you consume from the ocean are someone's, and that's what we're trying to get to. If you can say that other people maybe to steel man your claim, you needed to eat them, and you said no, others people just have a choice, you're literally ignoring the sentience of those beings and saying it's okay to use them because they're different, even though they care about themselves and are sentient. So anyway, I thought you were doing fine. I just thought they were getting so distracted with their own thing. And it's like, if you have some obstacle, once you realize the ethics, you're going to try to find a way over your obstacle. You'll look for that plant-based dietitian.
It might actually benefit
exactly.
you.
You might change your mind about some of those foods you didn't like before because your motivation is different. It's not about being skinny or anything.
And also, not liking certain foods is not an okay reason to use someone else as a resource or an object.
Exactly. Anyway.
But like, these obstacles, there are vegans that face them and they can help you out. If you
absolutely.
Google
There's
it.
plant-based dietitians out there that want to help you.
Very cool.
All right. Here, Raymond Pritchard.
Hi, are you over 18?
Nope. Yeah, he's not loaded in yet. There he is.
Hi, are you over 18? Are you over 18?
Pretty sure, yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Are you over 18?
I am.
Are you vegan?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, no. Can you hear me?
Yes, I am.
You're vegan?
Yes, I'm over 18.
Okay, are you vegan? I think there's a connection
Yeah,
issue.
I'm gonna drop you, Raymond, but please request
No.
back up. I think that just
We're sorry, it's not
yeah, there's just a
working connection-wise.
huge delay there. It was really big.
Yeah. But please
Yeah, I
stay
was gonna say,
around
Richard, if you
and
want to
try again
request back
some other
up, we can
time.
try again. But I'm gonna bring up Alan right now because I don't see Richard requesting again.
Hi, are you over 18?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Are you over
Hey,
18?
yes, I am. How you doing?
Are you vegan?
No, I am not.
Do you know what veganism is?
I think so. I mean, it's just not eating animal products, right? I mean, in its basic sense.
It's the stance against using other animals as objects,
Right.
resources, and safe. So it's not just about food, you know, it's like, for example, not wearing their skin or using them for entertainment or experimentation, things like that, you know?
Yeah, fair enough.
So,
Gotcha.
sorry, what?
No, I gotcha. Fair enough.
Okay. Why aren't you vegan?
You know, okay, this is, first of all, I want to say you are objectively correct. Like, we exploit animals. Factory farming sucks. Like, it's really bad. We're going to look back at it as something, like, not good. I'm just saying, like, morally, on everything, you have the high ground. I'm not going to argue that at all. But, and I just want to hear your kind of opinion on this. Me and my friends were talking about this, and we kind of reached an interesting point in the conversation, and just, you seem nice, and I saw I saw a vegan-related thing I wanted to ask. Like, we live in a super consumerist world, right? Like, we buy a lot of things that we want, right? Not that we need. You know what I mean? We already do this every day. Everyone, almost every single person does this on a pretty consistent basis. We want this thing, we buy it. And it's like, even our phones, right? Like, it has rare earth minerals in it. Like, you don't think about these things, but almost all of them are mined very, very, what's the word?
Unethically?
Yeah, let's go with horrific, because it is. I mean, most things that we buy, where are you from, by the way? You have a lovely accent.
France, but like, I think I get what you're getting at. If I can maybe.
I guess my point is that, like, I bought this phone because I want it, right? Not because I need it. I could have given this money to someone that does need it. I could have
Okay,
gotten
yeah.
in a more ethical way, but I chose not to, and most people choose not to on a daily basis, right?
Okay.
Like, I like eating meat. I like cooking. I like grilling. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Unfortunately, it seems like if we're allowed to be apathetic towards one thing, it's hard to get me to not eat bacon now.
I
So sell
understand
me on it,
what you
seriously.
mean. I
Yeah,
understand.
now I'm listening.
So okay. So the thing is, you can't use one injustice and one unethical thing to justify the other, right?
I get you.
So you're doing that right now. Because,
I
for example,
suppose.
myself, I don't
I'm not.
buy new phones.
Yeah,
I buy from Back Market, which is like
that's good.
refurbished phones. So you can do that, you know, but like you can't
Yeah.
take one injustice and justify another because you're pathetic towards both. You know, like it's just it doesn't.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. Yeah, no, I'm not even saying that I'm like correct. Seriously, I'm on your side. I don't have the like. I guess my point is that I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm particularly selfish, but it just doesn't seem that way. I think it's a hard sell for most people on veganism just because of that fact, right? Like, we're
Because
so
you're not.
used to wanting, we're so used to just doing things, not without thinking about the back end of it, right? Without thinking about how the sausage is made. And it's just, it seems like we're past that point in society to get most people to do it, and that sucks.
Well, I'm not asking most people right now. I'm asking you because that's how any change happens, right? And just because others are doing something, does that mean it's okay for you to do it?
I mean,
Even if it's the norm.
that's a fair point. I get you. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Well, I mean, to be completely honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if I do start leaning vegan pretty soon, if I'm being honest with you. The more that I read about oh boy, what we do to them poor animals, it does hurt my heart. I mean, it should hurt anyone. It should hurt anyone's heart. It's just like, it's hard for me to be like, yes, I want to end this injustice right now, knowing that at the end of the day, I mean, almost everything that I buy, someone was getting the short end of the stick, like a human being, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, you're doing the same thing again, you know? Like, you can
I
change
suppose, yeah, I
anything
know.
you want. Like, I don't buy new things most of the time, and I try to,
Mhm.
you know, like, I try to really live ethically. But like, just because you're not doing the thing ethically you should be doing in other domains does not justify you not being vegan. You know?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
And
Well,
you
I
being
just
empathetic is completely relevant when you think about it, because I know it sounds harsh, but like, when you are victimizing someone else and it's unnecessary, you have the option not to. You are like, you just not feeling like leaving them alone does not justify anything. You know what I mean? It's just because we can't stop you, that doesn't mean it's okay. You know what I mean? There's still
that's fair.
an individual on the other end.
Well, I guess I'll say this. Yeah, I mean, where would you recommend I start, honestly? Because I mean, in all honesty, love you guys. I agree with you guys almost on everything, but I do kind of have that like annoying vegan perception sometimes. And that's just something I haven't been able to break yet.
Okay.
Like, where would you
Well,
recommend I start if I wanted to kind of get into it and then see what the best way forward is?
go vegan. You will understand immediately why we're annoying once you're
No,
one.
that's fair. No, I mean, I'm
You see
more in
the
like,
victims, you see the pain, you see the horrendous suffering and the subjugation and the systems of just domination that we put in place. You get very angry, and it's very hard to develop patience for people who are choosing deliberately to continue something when they know better. Of course we're gonna be angry and annoying, you know, but
yeah,
like,
100%. I get you. Don't worry. I very much understand. I'm just saying,
awesome.
like, well, I'll be honest with you. I eat a lot of meat. Love cooking. You know, love cooking. Were you like before you went fully vegan? Were you like avid into cooking and stuff?
I've always been a foodie, still am, and I loved
Yeah,
animal products.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, where did you start like eating more vegan products? Like, what would you like substitute? Like, what would you recommend kind of getting into at first? Because
Honestly, I
avoiding
would
all animal
recommend
products would be almost impossible for me right now. You know.
honestly any non-vegan meal, especially focusing on food, but for that works for things that aren't food as well. Anything that's non-vegan meal, you can find a vegan alternative for it, and they're really good at this point.
Yeah.
I cook normal meals every day, and I just have vegan sausages, vegan burgers, etc. You know, like vegan ice cream. It's really not an issue, especially these days. But like, we're not focusing on the how to go vegan that much because there's so much information online you can Google. And if you ever have a question, feel free to message me or Anna, vegan
Oh,
single
thank
lady,
you. Thank you.
on Instagram anytime you want. We're always super happy you guys are asking questions, and vegans are very keen to want to support you to become vegan.
No, sure.
So any question you have, really, you can Google or ask a vegan. But the important thing right now that I want you to understand is that for any moment you choose to enslave or use another animal as an object, you are the problem. So just be vegan today immediately. There is no baby step, because every time you do it and every day you're not vegan, there are individuals on the other end that are being subjugated and used and butchered and whatever, mutilated for you.
You
Because
know
that's the
what?
point of
Fair enough.
everything.
I do have a question though, just in general. You seem just like super educated, and I just want to hear your opinion. I mean, specifically in the U.S. I mean, I'm from the States. We have a huge like. I mean, no matter how horrific the conditions are, I mean, there's still a lot of people employed in the farming industry and all of that stuff, just with livestock in general. Um, what would you recommend saying to them, right? Like, what would you recommend trying to get through to them that like earn their living off of this practice that they probably were born into to some extent? Like, how do you think that we would get them on track? Because the less
Well,
workers that they want to work in the slaughterhouses, the less reason we'll have slaughterhouses, right?
I mean, no one wants to work in a slaughterhouse.
Oh,
Usually
yeah,
they
yeah,
do
no,
that
that's
because
fair.
they're immigrants
Right, right. That's fair enough.
and they're actually incredibly traumatized from it. But aside from
Yeah, no,
that,
they don't do great. That's fair.
the people who are like, for example, ranchers and slave owners, basically, for other
Yeah, yeah.
animals,
That's. I guess that's mostly
uh,
what I'm talking about.
there are actual activists that were that vegan
Hmm.
activists and vegans that used to be that, and so there are programs for them. It's really awesome. There's many different programs in many different countries that help these
I can list them
animal
out if you want.
enslavers
I don't know if you have them.
transition.
Ooh,
What?
hi
So
there.
there's the Viva Farming Project. There's the
Hmm.
Ranchers Advocacy Program, and Transfarmation. All three of those want to help
And is this like is this mostly for just like helping conditions out
No.
in the farms, or like completely abolishing
No,
the farm system we
transition
have?
to vegan
Yeah.
businesses. So they grow mushrooms or
So
whatever. They grow whatever, and they
yeah,
transition to
fair.
that. They don't exploit other animals anymore. So they have help, that
That's
way.
actually really neat. Good for you guys. Seriously, that
Good
rules.
for the
Yeah,
victims,
seriously.
especially.
Yeah, no.
That's,
Well, I know.
yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
I guess the other thing, I'll just say this. I mean, I grew up hunting. I still hunt. I do find that we hunt ethically. I'm from Michigan, so we have a whole lot of hunting ground. I understand the idea that in general. So you know what, Emily? Let me ask you. In general, do you think that all animals have the same like moral right as humans?
What does that mean? In what way?
I
To be
mean,
left alone when we
I
don't
mean,
need
just
to
like
exploit
just
them?
like an
Yes.
abstract. Like, I mean, I hunt deer, right? Like, I don't inhumanely hurt them. It's one shot, that's
How do
over.
you humanely kill someone who doesn't want to die?
See, that's what I'm asking. So, because I still, in my 22-year-old self, still kind of see humans over animals with my worldview, right? Like, how would you? I mean, talk me out of that. Like, what would you say to me if I said that? Because I'm pretty convinced that way.
Why would you when you don't need to and they're sentient and don't want to die?
Oh, it's also a cultural thing, I suppose, with me. Just being from where I'm at and the family that I was raised in. I mean, it's not necessary by any means. I'm not saying that you're wrong or that I'm even right. It's just like, it's a thing that I do.
Yeah,
And
but
it's a thing that a lot of
culture,
people do.
there's a
And a
lot
lot
of
of
things
people
that are
find it
cultural that are
morally
horrible, right?
okay.
Sorry.
100%. I guess I'm just saying, like, a lot of people find that, at the very least, amoral. Not a moral right, not a moral wrong. Just
Yeah, but that
hunting,
doesn't
that's a
really
thing that we
matter
do.
because they're the oppressors, so they don't care, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I guess what would you say? So, I mean, I personally, right now, I'm under the impression that animals in general are on a lesser rung than humans, just based on the way that society developed, right? And I'm not saying that that would never be broken. I'm not saying that it's even a good thing or if it even makes sense. But like, what would you say to that? Because I mean, at this current moment, like, yeah, the way that I've been raised, the way that I've seen things, like,
Yeah,
humans are above, right?
I'm not asking you to value them as much as you do humans. I'm only asking you to leave them alone because they're sentient and they have their own interests. And you don't need to
That
do that to them.
that's a fantastic answer. That's
Because,
that's
like, when you think
fantastic.
about it,
Thank
no
you.
oppressor values their victim as much as they.
Oh no, what happened?
Did I cut out?
You
Oh,
did
you're
for a
back.
second, but you're back now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I had an alarm.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. So no oppressor values their victim as much as they do themselves or their group, right?
Yeah, that makes
Doesn't
sense.
matter.
No, that makes sense.
Of course, we wouldn't feel the urgency if we're not empathetic towards the victims, because it doesn't impact us. It's just only if you get that this is happening because of you, and if you were the victim, you would obviously it's urgent for you that we stop.
Yeah, no, 100%. I get you, but I mean, it is. You're right. I mean, it is just one person at a time, right? I mean, you don't have to go for all society at once. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just hard to
exactly.
wrap
And
my head
also,
around. Yeah.
even if the rest of society is doing horrible things, like for example, in I don't know if I can say the word. So in times where Germany was doing things,
Yeah.
it was the norm to be super enticed in whatever the word I can't say maybe on TikTok.
No, I get you.
It was a very normal thing. It was very normal to be sexist or whatever, like racist. And so that doesn't mean anything if it's a norm, right? Because obviously it has victims. So that's the only thing that matters. Like, can we actually choose the option that does not do that to them? And we can. So why wouldn't we? And also, we have to just reframe things always in the from the perspective of the victim, because it's very easy to forget them since we are not the victim. But that doesn't mean that it's not happening and it's not because of you. You are demanding something horrendous to happen. You're just not seeing it, and you're not taking the responsibility for it, that it's actually you doing it,
Yeah, 100%. Do you think that? And I'm just asking. Seriously, I'm not. If someone else is requesting and you'd rather talk to them, that's totally fine. I'm just asking questions at this point. Do you think that the death of an animal in any real context, regardless of the horrific, inhumane practices, just in general, do you think that that's always a moral wrong?
Veganism is not about death or harm. It's really just humans using other animals as resources and objects.
Yeah, no, I was just curious in general because I'm assuming you're against circuses and
yeah,
things
but
of that nature.
the only thing we want from you is leave other animals alone, because like I understand it's very interesting, these conversations, but for this live it's not too much the place for that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Although
That's fair.
you're
I
very
get you. That's
welcome
what I was
to
saying.
like go in vegan spaces to ask these things, but like I feel like at some point we're kind of like, even though it's interesting, I just urge you to go vegan immediately, you know.
That's totally fine. Yeah, no, I totally get you, and I'll get out of here in a second. I guess I'm just saying that like it's a hard sell for a lot of people. It seems, even younger people, just because of how normalized it's been. Like it's gotten to this point where it is the
Can't
standard for
control
almost
others, you can
everybody,
only
right?
control yourself.
And ain't that the truth? I don't know. It's just I feel like at this point, the majority of people that might come on here and be like, it probably stems mostly from ignorance, and you guys know this more than like actual trying to be inhumane. Because I'm sure that the next person that has to watch, what we do to these poor critters, they'll probably be a little less, keen on not being vegan.
Yeah, but you say that, but
it's
you
just
are
hard.
doing it, so stop doing it. And then become
Yeah, I
an activist, because you'd
know.
be a great
Yeah,
one.
no, that's a really good point. That's really all I wanted to hear from you guys, and thank you. I appreciate it. I was just kind of curious, and I hope you have a great night or day.
Wait, just last question. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
How many animals will have to be used for you until the day you go vegan?
I'm sorry. What was that?
How many animals should be used for you until the day you go vegan?
Well, I mean, in a moral, objective sense, it should be zero. It should be. I mean, it has to be at that point.
It can be.
And it can be.
All
Oh,
on
you
you.
got me. You got
You
me.
can be immediately vegan right now.
Ain't that the truth?
And if you have any questions or any
No,
you
you
need
got me.
support,
Thank you
just
so
text
much.
us. You know.
Thank you so much. And yeah, you
It's not
got
about
me.
getting you.
Actually,
It's
that's
not about
probably the
getting
best.
you.
No. I know, but I'm saying. I mean, on a human level. I mean,
Are
most
you
people,
gonna
anyone
take
who's not
action after
vegan,
this?
probably
Are you
already
gonna
has
be
like
vegan now?
There is a much stronger chance that I wake up tomorrow
right
like
now?
fully into it than I was.
Do you think
I
that
mean,
animals are objects still?
like logistically, to an extent, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, like that's the thing that kind of has to be broken over time.
Well, you can just decide to not treat them as objects.
I don't. Yeah,
Immediately.
that's what I mean. Like that is the easier side, but like I mean, the psychological programming
You're
that
just
all
giving
humans
yourself
have
excuses
towards
to
animals is
exploit
kind of
others
hard to
now.
break.
No,
Were
I
you
think
here
it's
for the
just like
beginning of our
these mindsets will
conversation?
change
No,
in terms of like seeing them
Okay,
as
but what's
objects,
his
but like
next
you can't
action? Because
choose
he
to.
sounds like he's still gonna buy
Yeah.
animal products.
Is that just the ultimate evil to you?
You're literally demanding their bodies.
Did you hear the first part of our conversation, perchance?
Yes. That doesn't change.
I mean, that's kind of my reasoning.
You
So,
can.
I mean, so for me right now, I mean,
survive without using them.
Right. The same way that I can survive
let's say
without
your
like expensive
oppressors
sheets, but I still
let's
bought
say
them.
your
That's what I'm saying.
oppressors are in the same position as you. What would you want them to do? Keep using you, or figure out something else?
I'd probably prefer they didn't keep using me.
So live how you want your oppressors to act towards you. Act that way towards other animals.
And that's totally fair. I guess that's totally fair. I'm not even disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I don't currently see myself as the oppressor.
This is what's happening. You're talking yourself backwards. You're like, I agree with you, but I'm gonna keep being racist. I'm gonna keep being sexist. I'm gonna keep being homophobic. You're literally saying you are.
I don't think these are the same
Do you understand what those are? They're using arbitrary traits to justify mistreating someone. You're literally saying because someone is another species, that trait justifies you exploiting them for sensory
I mean, we have to be honest here.
Sensory pleasure. You can eat something else.
Yeah.
So do
I can.
it.
And everyone could. I agree with you.
Spitting lip service. Be an adult. Take responsibility.
Hey, there's no reason to be mean here. I came here with respect.
You're trying to leave.
You don't gotta do that.
You're being rude. Okay? You need to walk away understanding the urgency of the situation. It's not a food for thought. It's take action when you realize you're doing something harmful to somebody else. This isn't personal choice, my friend. This is you oppressing someone else. And you're like, if you were the one oppressed, would you want your oppressor to him and haw? No. Okay, I'm gonna drop you because I want you to sit with that. Go watch Dominion. Okay, I'm sorry, Lucy, that I interrupt you at the end. He just kept talking over you, and when he would do it, he was literally just talking himself out of it, even though you're like, stop. You wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
Do you want to take on Raymond, or do you want to take a break?
Oh,
Yeah,
I can have a break
absolutely,
if you're okay with that.
Okay, let me turn on my camera real quick, Raymond. I'll bring you up in a second. Okay. Oh, Raymond, are you here? Oh, there you are. Perfect. I appreciate your patience. I saw you in the YouTubes. So, are you over 18? We'll make sure of that first. Oh, yeah, you were talking to Lucy. You're over 18.
Yeah.
Okay. Are
Yes,
you
I am.
vegan? All right.
No,
And
I'm
then what
not.
do you understand veganism to mean?
Well, I like your definition of it.
So, being against others' exploitations, not demanding others be used unfairly for you?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair. I guess part of the reason I was never a vegan because I used to work in an industry that involved animals.
Okay. Well, we're not here to judge you for your past. We're more like, what's stopping you from living a life where you respect animals from here on out?
To be honest, it's still I guess it's still left. It's just still left over from my previous work. We were just trained not to see animals as. I'm trying to think of the best way to put it. We weren't trained to see animals as animals. We were just trained to see them as
Yeah,
money, basically.
I can understand that, but don't you think once we realize that that's a false category for them to be in, that we should make change in our own lives so that we reflect that principle that we believe in? Like once you realize there is
Yeah, I
someone.
agree. I mean, well, for me, for what I found is that even though people like you who are very
It's not
passionate
passion.
about
It's not
veganism, you're very
passion.
passionate
It's
about it.
compassion, which means I see that someone is suffering and I want to alleviate it.
The thing is, for me, what I found is that no matter how many people were against, things like fur farming, tiger farms,
Do you think you can
slaughterhouses,
eliminate
um,
all racism in the world?
no,
Do
I
you
don't.
actively try to avoid being racist?
Yes, I
Okay, so
do.
it shouldn't matter your effect on the rest of the world. You still, out of principle, avoid being racist, right? Yeah.
I do.
And why do
Yes,
you do that?
because I
Yeah,
don't
it's not
like it.
fair to those that would be on the receiving end, right? Yeah,
Yes,
they're
that's right.
sentient beings with their own purpose and their own lives, and for you to be harmful to them for an unjust reason is immoral. Just because of their skin
Yeah,
color.
I agree. I mean,
Okay.
I agree. And
So
to be
what
honest,
we're trying to draw the parallels to is that when it comes to species, what does the difference in species do to the fact that they care about themselves? Does it change it?
no, I think for animals, like I said, they care about each other, care about
Exactly.
themselves.
Yeah, so for us, when we recognize that, we can more easily trade places with them because it's not far-fetched to have a human be of that kind of a cognition level. Not really able to maybe contribute to human societies, not reflect human morality, but they would still care about themselves. We can see that similarity from other animals to humans, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Do you think that you play a part in their exploitation?
I used to. I used to be involved in fur farming and tiger farms. We used to. It's a bit hard to explain. Tiger farms, they were used for their meat. They were set up in Thailand so that rich Westerners could go and actually try it. They would pick out a tiger, and that tiger would be put down, and then they would, eat it once
And
it's
why'd
been
you
cooked.
stop doing that?
Mainly because the authorities in Thailand actually shut it down, but also I never went back to it. The others that ran it, they went back to other ventures involving animals, but I stayed out of it.
Well, so
I mean, because I had to look at the
I was going to
animals that
say,
were
if we came
taken.
today and maybe legalities changed, maybe it was legal to start doing that, would you go back to it?
I wouldn't, and it wasn't legal when it was
Oh, no, no. I
operating
meant
either.
if it was legal.
If it was legal. If it was legal, no, I don't think I could
And
go
why is
back to
that?
it. I guess for me is because even every time we had to put one of the animals down, whether it was in the fur farm or the tiger farm, it was always, you could see some of them were scared, mainly because we had to gas them. That's how we did it, so we wouldn't ruin the fur or the pelts. So that's how we did it. And it was, you could see they were scared because it's not exactly a quick process. So it was
Yeah,
heartbreaking
so
to
they were
watch.
someone's, right? They were showing signs that they cared about themselves and wanted to have the next positive experience and avoid harm, right? Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So today, what animal products do you use?
I use I still use any kind of meat. I've tried going vegan. It's just trying to find something that tastes as good as meat without actually being
Well,
meat.
would you buy fur after what you've seen?
For a while I did. I still wanted to be involved, if that makes sense. But after a while, couldn't really keep it. Just felt
Yeah.
wrong.
Would you buy more fur?
Not really. I
Why
mean,
not?
the fur's not really as popular. I can buy fake fur. I can buy if it's not from an animal.
Yeah.
I could buy fake fur.
Do you
But
think
apart from that,
it's right
real
or
fur
wrong to raise
is.
animals for their fur?
I think it's wrong. You know, and I'll fully admit that I was involved in the
Well, again,
process, which
this
is
isn't
something
about
I'm
shaming you.
not
I'm
proud
trying to
of. But
understand how you feel about other animals. You know, like when when you took their lives, did it feel like a good feeling or did it feel like, I got to get through this day and do my job?
at first, I felt indifferent to them, mainly because this was my first time around them. But over time, and it did feel like a job at first, but over time it just became horrifying because it was not because apart from dying, it was a horrible way to put them down. But
Did you know we did
also,
that to pigs?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, I did.
Do you still buy pig products?
I do. Yeah, I still buy bacon.
So
I
when
still
they
buy
feel
pork.
that gas burning, do you know what they experience?
Sorry, can you repeat that,
When the
please?
individuals are inside those gas chambers, do you know what they're experiencing? I
Fear,
mean, yes,
panic,
but the CO2
knowing
gas
they're going to die.
itself, you ever it's usually CO2. You ever open like a can of soda and it burns your nose?
Yes, and that's what we used on the
Exactly. That's
animals.
precisely what they're feeling in their eyes, their nose, any moisture orifice that they have. They're feeling that burning sensation and it doesn't let up. It keeps getting worse. And on top of that, they're gasping for air. Besides fear, let's say that they just passed out immediately, they didn't experience any of these painful things. Do you think it's fair to take someone's life when they wanted to live and could keep living?
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was fair at all. You know, and it was horrible having to take their lives.
Do you feel like Oh, go ahead.
And you know,
Sorry.
looking.
There is a little delay, so go ahead.
I was going to say, I fully admit, being responsible for them. But looking back, if I had to go back, it wouldn't be something I did. I only did it because I was desperate for money. They needed
Well,
someone,
again,
and
we're not.
so I thought it was just going to be a normal
Yeah, I was gonna
farming
say again, we're
position.
not judging you for the past. I'm more like now that we recognize that animals feel and that their inherent value is no different to ours. That if we were in the same situation, we would want the same liberation. So now knowing that, do you think you'll change your habits so that you don't demand animal exploitation? I
Yeah, I
appreciate
bet.
that. Would you be willing to watch a documentary? I know you've seen a lot, but sometimes seeing what happens in other sectors makes you understand why we avoid all animal use. Would you be willing to watch that? I
I would.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
So if you go to anti-animal use, you just take a screenshot so you'll have this reference. If you go to anti-animal use and you click on see what I fund, it's one of the first buttons you see. It'll take you right to the documentary. There's a 3-minute version and a full version. I urge everyone to watch the full version. It's called Dominion 2018. You can find it for free on YouTube. But if you can't push yourself to do that, the 3-minute film covers some of what I'm talking about. The full Dominion, though, shows you pretty thoroughly. It does. There are still some animals missed in this list, to be honest, but it is very thorough, and it shows you just standard practice. It's not a gotcha film. I appreciate you taking the time to watch that. Raymond, you've been an honest person.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I'll
You've
look
been
at it.
amazing. I really appreciate being up here. How many more animals do you want exploited for you? Is it more than 0?
More than
You mean
0.
less?
Yes.
You don't want it to be more than 0, right?
I don't want that to
Exactly.
happen at all, especially after what I've seen. That's a horrible
And that's what I'm trying to
process.
say is that's our principle. We all would prefer to have what we have without exploiting others. And we can do that. It's just that we don't know always. We need sometimes just someone to point it out. Like it's right there. There.
No, I agree. I mean, you know, it still goes on, but I think with people like you raising awareness to it, I think it does have a good chance.
I think honest
You
people
know, of these
I
places
think
shutting
honest
down.
people will hear it, and regardless of if they like me or not, they'll look into it and they'll learn something. And that's what we need to be if we're going to have a capitalist system. We have to do our part to be informed consumers. Otherwise, we're going to get duped, and we are. So, I appreciate you watching that documentary, Raymond. You have a good rest of your night. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome. Dubs in the chat for Raymond. The least you can do
Great.
is watch Dominion 2018 free on YouTube. Awesome. I got the go ahead from Ian that we could keep going. I was like, oh, we're already at the 3-hour mark. We got there quick. I didn't even realize. Did you want to keep going?
I think I'm gonna call it quits though.
I love it. I love that I wasn't the one that called it. I love it. Yay. Okay, cool. All right. I'm down with that. I honestly, that's fantastic.
It's been 3 hours and a half.
We did
pretty
amazing.
good.
I think we had great conversations.
Me too. I think it was very productive
I'm gonna
night.
be better. I'm sorry about interrupting again at the end. I'm gonna be better about not doing that at all. If I do
No.
chime in, I will always ask. How about that? Like, hey, can I say something? That way it's not interrupting.
You can always say something though, because sometimes I mean also like you if you want to interrupt it's because you have something that I'm not saying, so I think it's a good
Sometimes
idea.
I need that too, so please do it for me too. Like I'll get stuck in some loops. I don't know why. We all do it. I think it's just an activist thing because we're so sure that's like, how are you not seeing this? So
yeah. But the thing is often they're just not they're just defense mechanism, so
100%. Exactly. All right. Well, I see you three, my YouTuber Fredo and BCDV37. We'll be alive next week, so you're welcome to come up here. Lucy, though, if you want to talk about what you're going to be doing this Saturday.
yes. So on every Saturday, I do a live with my other activist friend Renzo. Usually it's on YouTube, so you can go check the lives on YouTube, but we're gonna try to do it on TikTok this time, so hopefully it works out. So yeah, my channel is linked or something here, and it will be on that. So we would love to have you there as well if you want to come and chat with us. It's one at a time. It's very chill.
Awesome. Okay, and then I'm gonna throw this out here, not to overwhelm everyone, but hopefully you can still hear me. Yes, anti-animal use and Vegan Stoner Lady will be live this weekend. So either Friday or Saturday, but we'll try to avoid. I think we're actually going to be Saturday. What time is your live again? Oh, 3
3
p.m.
p.m. my
Perfect.
time. I don't.
Okay. I think
if
we're
it's
earlier. I think
2
we're
p.m.
earlier. Either way, just make sure you follow Lucy. That's the most important. We need you to go to her TikTok. Go follow her. You'll see when she's live.
Yes,
You'll see her this
please.
Saturday. And you'll see me. Sorry. You'll see me and Anti-Animal Use this weekend. So just follow everybody. Keep an eye on us. And we'll see you next time. All right. Have a great vegan day, guys.
You're vegan. Speak up
Let's
for them.
go. All right. See you, Lucy.
Yeah.
Yay. So, like, Jake gets these really helpful.
It kind of the same.
What just happened? Uh-oh, is it this? Oh, I think this is coming into sound. Hold on one second. Close that. There we go. I had the Animal Justice open. I was playing TikTok, TikTok. I was playing Bingo. I was thinking tic-tac-toe. Bingo. Oh, it keeps making noise. Okay, that's wild. Interesting. I wonder if I'm going to leave there. That way it doesn't do it anymore. Okay. Anyway, what I was trying to say, Jake usually gets these helpful hints, and I don't have them on here. I think it's because I'm on the desktop. I wonder if they normally... Yeah, weird. I don't get like the sweet, helpful hints on how to get more people and more tool options and whatnot. Like, grr. Hold on, let me get back to you guys. I don't have you up here. Oh, the green hearts. I love it, Angela. Thank you. Lewis. Who was all in here? Vegan Peg, Little Vegan Peg, Molly Higgins, Savvy Coops. No injustice lasts forever. Yas. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being active in the chat. Madner, you need to not be a pescatarian. Those fish want to live. Dominion was fucked up. We're on YouTube. I can say that. Texas Punta Appa. Texas Punta. Oh, Puntapper. Punta Tapper. I don't know. You have a Puntapper? Tappa. Yeah. Well, I hope you're vegan. Lori, what's up? Good to see you. Oh, I didn't even say goodbye to all the vegans in the chat. I should have. Oh, well. And they sent things. Oh, they're so sweet. Sabby, you sent stuff. Thank you so much. I'm sorry if that was so loud and annoying. Sometimes I don't think about how close I am to the mic. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. That was amazing. I'm hoping that we get to do that more. I was worried that going a little later would get us less people, but it looks like we did okay. We did all right. Yeah. I think Lucy is much better at getting people in the door than I am. But oh my gosh, some of those people really just wanted to keep going in circles. I could not believe how people are dedicated to just tying themselves in pretzels and circling themselves. It's just it's exhausting. Anyway, let's see. Is anybody else live right now? I don't know how to push you to them, but I can at least tell you if anybody's live. Jeremy Loeb is live. It looks like he's playing a game. He's got 9 people there. Looks like he's the only one that's live right now that I can see. A bunch of vegans dropped some good stuff today. So much vegan content to watch. I still haven't watched B12 Babes live today. I got through some of it and then I had to go live. Or actually, I was doing tech stuff, so I was watching her and then I had to stop, sadly. So I'd probably go back and watching that. Oh, I didn't even see Mel and Steve dropped a video. Okay. Well, go check out Jeremy Loeb on YouTube. He's live right now. And on TikTok, it looks like no one I know is live right now. But I'm sure somebody will. I saw Universe was up for a while, so maybe he'll come back on. I don't know. All right, y'all. Oh my gosh, little vegan peg, thank you. I was looking down for so long. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Dubs in the chat for little vegan peg. Dubs in the chat for Lucy too. This is amazing. I'm excited that Lucy's back out doing activism. She really is a huge part of my line of thinking when it comes to doing outreach. That just understanding that we are so similar in that we like animalized humans, right? And that saying animals aren't even victims, but they are. And there's like the same reasons it's wrong to do this to other humans, it's wrong to do to other animals. So I don't know what that means. Woohoo, vegan heretic! Oh my gosh. I wanted to pull you up so bad, but I also wanted to keep it between Lucy and I think she did fine speaking up against the person claiming that God says that they can use animals. I saw you in the comments. You're like, but what if the Bible didn't say that you needed to be used? What if it didn't say the animals needed to be used? What if they were there for just companionship, for you to take care of them? Because man shouldn't be alone. And it's so true. When humans are isolated, they become the worst of us, and they literally do lose like their sapience almost. We become, wild. I don't want to say we're animals, because animals, like, they're just trying to survive that harsh environment. But we do see that when we remove them from fight or flight, they do the same thing, right? They warm up and they have morals, even in their own circles. So, yeah. You were itching. I bet you were. You're probably squirming in your seat. Oh, I gotta say, you're welcome to like put it in the chat, but I understand that, it's like a lot to type in, or even if you're on your phone or something. So, yeah. Appreciate you being there though. And I tell everybody to get your book so that they can be armed, to defend the animals. And also just be knowledgeable of what other people believe in around us. There's nothing wrong with that. So those that are here that are vegan and want to do activism but are scared of people that use religion as their justifier, pick up the Vegan versus the Verses. Yeah. Vegan versus the Verses. Awesome. Doubles the chat to Lucy. Okay, I'm going to end it, guys. I'm just yammering now. I'll see y'all later. I really do appreciate y'all. Couldn't do it without you. And yeah, have a good rest of your vegan night. Catch you later. Maybe I'll put a poll up because I've been playing that game. I don't know. We'll see. See ya.